Yo, what is going down, y'all? Welcome in the most underrated podcast. I am Thomas the Franchise, the homie Dow Palantonio sitting across from me, broadcasting from Certified Tattoo Studios. You already know the deal, man. The homie JJ Stringstein sitting down here at the end of the table. No headphones again. Doing it big.
Okay. I did
what
bring
now?
them. I just don't know where the fuck I put them. Like, I actually brought them. Like, I'm actually trying. I fucked up last week. That was a bad week for me. I just kind of roller coastered fucking everywhere. So, like, yeah, I actually fucking brought them. I just don't know where the fuck I ended up putting them.
You are trying, though. Huh. You are trying, though. I like that you said you are actually trying. It means, I guess we can let the listeners decide.
Yeah.
If you're actually trying. But
it was just a bad week.
My question to you is,
recover from it.
Are they under your Burger King hat that you're wearing?
Oh my god.
Did you check there?
No.
Okay.
why do you call it the Burger King hat?
Look at the back
Because
of
the
it.
logos and
Oh, it says Action is King, right?
Yeah, and it's the same font as Burger King font. I don't know. I think it's a
I don't
Burger
know.
King.
I have like a new hat coming in today, so
That's
I'll change it up.
All right. I was just wondering if that was your side hustle, and you didn't let us know.
Dang.
I got side hustles.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Probably need them myself. To
I
be
didn't
honest.
see it. It doesn't look like the Burger King font to me. The only thing that looks similar to me is King. Maybe, I don't know. That's the way Dallas feels. I don't see it that way. But whatever, man. Welcome in the most underrated podcast. Tons of topics to get to today, including JJ dropping my fucking hard drive, which that we'll just roll that into the bad week for last week, right? We can just roll it. We'll just roll it all in. I mean, our computer that JJ edits on took a shit. That's not really his fault. We ended up getting that worked out. We spent some time at the Apple store. Very nice fucking people. Fellow Italian, the homie Gio in there looked out for us.
Nice.
Helped us out. Taught JJ a lesson in basically, I don't even know. I was going to say customer service, but how to get good customer service. Just be relatable to these fucks.
Yeah.
You really want to be relatable when you go into places to with customer service people. The last thing you want to do is have any kind of attitude, no matter what is going on. The last thing you want to do is have any kind of extra attitude or give them a reason to not want to help you. If you're the coolest guy in the room and you're nice to them and you ask them how their day's going and you talk to them, oh yeah, I'm real relatable to them. I kind of, if they're having a bad day, like, oh man, yeah, it's fucking, today's been nightmare in here. But I'm always like, oh man, I used to work retail. I know how that shit goes. Yeah, I'm terrible. I hate dealing with these motherfuckers. I'll look around the room, be like, yeah, I see all these motherfuckers in here. I'll start mugging them with them. You know what I mean? Just anything I can do to get on their side, to know that I appreciate them, and to let them know that I appreciate them, to let them know that I really appreciate the help that they're giving me, and I feel them, and I'm empathizing with them as a customer service employee or whatever company it may be. It could be a Target, doesn't matter. The fact that if you try to get on their side, their good side, they're going to be way more likely to help you. If you can relate to them in some way, whether it's the sneakers they're wearing, whether it's the glass, whatever it may be, man, just try to relate to them in some way. That's the best thing I can tell you, customer service. Because of that, we got exceptional service the other day. Not only did we get in when we should have a 2-hour wait, we took the computer in. We didn't have an appointment at the Genius Bar. We didn't do any of that shit. We literally took the computer in, and well,
this is a computer you have to carry in,
dude,
right?
huge.
Like this is
yeah.
one of those.
Just like that iMac in the corner.
Yeah.
Same situation. This one's way more high performance. Yeah. So that's why it damaged us when it went out. But what happened? It was a refurbished model, 4.2 gigahertz, i7, fucking 3 terabyte hard drive, 2 hard drives in that bitch, one solid state, one regular. So it's stupid computer, like beefed up to the max. And you can't get this in store. It's got to be ordered. We took it in. It was still having issues. It was kind of shutting off or whatever. So long story short, instead of just telling us they couldn't help us or whatever, I mean, we got this thing 6 months ago. We didn't purchase any Apple Care, any warranty, anything like that on it. But what we did do is just be very nice to the people.
Sure.
We were super, super fucking nice to them. We were super apologetic. We were super, oh man, sorry for wasting your time. This sucks. I definitely, not intentional, trying to be here, messing around, whatever. Just try to be very apologetic, be nice. And in the end, we got switched out not only for another refurbished computer, like, screw it, man, we're just going to give you a whole new one. So we bought a refurbished. They're going to give us a whole new one. This is probably between a $6,000 and $8,000 Mac, I would say. I mean, just the video editing capability, the 2 hard drives, like I said, the storage, 3 terabytes in that thing. So this is a very expensive computer. We probably paid upwards of $3,800 for. for the refurbished.
Sure.
So now we're getting a brand new one.
Wow.
They're just hooking us up with a brand new one this week. So I'm super excited about that. We're going to go pick that up as soon as it gets in. They're going to call us this week. But yeah, the end of last week, we struggled, dude. Between the hard drive getting dropped, the computer fucking going out, bunch of stuff here at the shop, just different things that are rolling around. I got killed over the weekend. I got chewed out. Not even killed. I just got a little bit of my girl got a little spicy at me. Based off the comments that I was talking some shit about her friend. She thought she didn't like it, which I felt like I was being factual. It doesn't matter. Sure. It's over. It doesn't matter. I told her, I gave her my word. I was like, there's no need for me to ever bring this woman up again. She doesn't like me. I don't like her. We don't get along. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We just moved on. But so the weekend kind of started off shitty, but ended up being okay as we got into Saturday night and got into the UFC fights and obviously the games yesterday.
Sure. Hey,
many different things to jump into today. Go ahead.
Before you get that far, so I had a little shitty experience that I don't know what to do about quite yet. And it's not like that big of a deal, but I have it in hand here. And I'm going to show you a little something.
Oh, yeah.
So before my weekend started, right? So last cast was we recorded on Thursday, right? And we hung out for a little bit, and then I had to go do some car stuff. Well, I had that brand new Toyota 4Runner out there, right? And had the dealer tags. So it actually had the actual dealer, registration and the plate and everything. Had all that, right, from the dealership. Came back out from the cast. Came to a nice little city parking violation.
Oh, dude.
Now,
I know that envelope.
That being said,
I used to live downtown Denver.
Everybody knows about the yellow envelope. So check this ticket out. So if you look down as to what the actual ticket is for, go ahead and look down there and go ahead and read it to the people.
Under the officer's comments here, Violation 1 description does not meet requirements of CRS 43-3-202. Dealer plate must be attached and not on dash. $75 fine due by February 6th. $150 after that date.
Okay.
Doubled.
All right.
After that date.
Let's talk about this a little bit.
Let's talk about it. This was issued on what? 17th.
So it was issued
for
on Thursday.
Brand new Toyota
brand
4Runner.
New whip, right? Now, I still had the dealer tag. That's what the issue is here. So let's look at what a dealer registration or a dealer actual plate is worth. We're talking multiple thousands of dollars is what a dealership plate is worth, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because they prepay these. This works for any of their vehicles on any of the lot, and it's usually magnetic, and you can magnetize it to the actual vehicle while it's driving. That being said, you're not going to magnetize it to the car when you're not there for an hour, multiple hours like we're doing on the cast. So you put it inside, and they say always to put it inside the driver's side window on the dash. Yeah. And it was there.
Okay.
And then on the back side of it, the registration's there. So if they wanted to see it, they could, holler at me, come and pull me over, whatever, and then I can pull the registration from the dealership out of it, right? That's what it was. So I'm having a real hard time because obviously I'm not going to pay the ticket. It's not under me. It's not under my information. The registration is not under me. That being said, should I be honest and say, hey, the brokerage firm that I got this car from, that the tags and all the registration belong to, as I was driving this, should I take this ticket back there and say, here you guys go. Sorry, have a nice life. This happened on this date, and give them a little backstory and fucking them take care of it? Or should I pony up that $75 when I wasn't doing anything illegal by any means? I was borrowing a car. I was demoing a car that I ended up buying, that I have it now with my whatever 30 or 60-day registration, whatever they give you, your temp red. So I have all that stuff. I've done my due diligence. That being said, what do you think I should do? Give me some thoughts on this.
Honestly, I would fucking rip that thing up and throw it in the trash and move on with my life.
Irrelevant, right?
I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't care. They're not going to go after the dealer company 5 years down the line when it's not paid. They're just not going to do that.
Right.
It's going to get thrown out there. It's a waste of money for you to pay anything.
I agree.
Then it's a waste of time for you to drive it to the dealer or back to the broker and say, hey, here you go, because they're not really going to give a fuck either. So that, to me, seems pointless. And it seems pointless for you to pay it. So I would I would throw that thing right in the trash behind you and move along is what I would do, because they're not going to, like I said, they're not going to go after the dealer or the broker for the money. And they're not going to, there's no info tied to you. It's a dealer plate.
Right.
You know how many of those I got downtown when I first bought my car and I had temporary plates on them?
You had temporary plates and you still got those?
Oh, got those and never fucking paid. Didn't give a fuck. None of that shit was tied to me. Same thing with tolls. I was running express toll like a motherfucker. I was driving 470 every day on a temporary plate, not getting charged. Now they changed it, and they'll hit you. That temporary, do you know this, the new temporary plates? It's an actual license plate. It's actually your license plate number, or it's a license plate number that is registered. Not dealer plate, but temporary plate.
Huh.
So they will charge you.
Really?
Yeah, because Vincer's wife, Mandy, got hit with it because she was driving back and forth all crazy.
Sure.
And she texted me one day because I told her, I was like, oh, yeah, I fucking... this is back in 2012 when I got my car. I was like, I was driving on that temporary plate. I left that thing in for like 6 months, like longer than it should have been, just 'cause I was driving for free all the time, on the toll roads. So they stopped that. They cut that out. I bet you a bunch of other people were doing that like me. So depending on your state, I don't know how it is where you're at, but here it didn't used to affect you. Now they changed it and it does.
Well, when I bought my car, so my Subaru, which was, just now 3 years ago, they didn't charge me either. I was blowing through those fucking C470 tollways like it was nobody's business.
Yeah.
So now that's good info because I live close to a tollway.
Yep.
So I can take that and make it a little shorter to get to the house. Don't do it, huh?
Not if you're on a temporary plate.
I am on a temporary plate.
Yeah, I wouldn't on the temporary.
Because it can't come back to you.
Especially with the tolls. Yeah, now that's another thing about the ticket. I don't think that's going to come back to you because they listed it as dealer plate.
There's no way because it's a dealer plate.
Right.
That registration, the dealer plate, because he actually saw the plate. He has the plate number on there.
Right, of course.
So there's nothing tied to me.
Right.
Could you tie that VIN back eventually? Well, no, because that VIN wasn't purchased by anybody.
Well, here's my only question. Is it similar to the toll thing where is that going to be the plate that's on there that's temporary right now? Is that going to be your normal license plate number when you get your new plate? If it's the same, then that would tie back to you. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, no. So I think you're talking about two different things. So
go ahead.
With that dealer plate, that was a whole different number. That was a dealership plate that has nothing to do with my temporary
And that's the
plate.
one you put in the dashboard.
Yeah.
Or in the that's the one that was
because remember
that they could see. The temporary plate wasn't exposed. It was
No.
like in your glove box or something. Or
I hadn't signed
you
the
hadn't even
paperwork
got it yet. Okay, gotcha.
I hadn't signed the paperwork to get that yet.
Oh, so you're completely good. If you would have had a temporary, I'd say, hey, maybe there's a risk of it coming back to you, just like those tolls did to her. But no, if it's
all
dealer,
I had was the dealer plate.
You're Gucci, dude. Yeah. I would not give a fuck. Just some sidebar shit. Well, I guess it's not really.
So we
sidebar.
just rip it up on the cast.
We're on the topic of this. Yeah, you can go ahead and rip it up. But here's what I would do. I would save the yellow envelope. This is just a little tip that I learned from way back in the day when I was really cheap. I guess I'm still kind of cheap, but living downtown, I would literally just park and I would throw that motherfucker under my windshield wiper. I would throw an empty one of those envelopes, one of those yellow envelopes. I would just throw that shit under my wiper. And just roll out, dude.
Like,
and
they,
they already ticketed me, yeah. And I would just leave it there. And I would just roll out to the bar. I would roll out wherever.
Damn, that's
Fuck,
a good
I was
idea.
going, meet up with friends. I'll be out there for like 6 hours all day on a Sunday, just kicking at the bar, watching all the games. I just roll home. No ticket, no nothing. Didn't pay for parking.
That's a great idea.
Thank you. It was brilliant.
Huh.
I don't know if they've done anything or if they can do anything to combat that. But once they do, I'll try. I'm sure I'll think of something else. But I don't know. It's not good. Am I encouraging? I guess I am encouraging people to do it. Fuck it. Fuck your city.
I think
they get enough money off some bullshit.
Hey, if anybody listened to the cast, I'll have it on eBay after the cast.
Yeah, that goes along with the $30 scooter kit that allows you to boost scooters off the street.
Go ahead and click the link on the description. It'll be there.
Right. No shit. I think I don't know. That's for me personally. I was fucking living downtown, just finished college, broke as fuck.
Right.
And I was trying to save money. So to me, that's what made sense. I was like, hey, they have a system in place. The system is flawed. Here's the flaw. I'm going to save a little bread.
Sure.
I'm going to save a little bread. Not only am I avoiding future parking tickets with that system, I'm avoiding having to pay and go refill the meter every hour. You know what I mean?
I like it.
So that was just something that...
I think it's fucking brilliant.
I haven't done that in a hot minute. I just haven't even thought about it. And I don't live downtown anymore, so I'm not really parking downtown like I used to be.
Yeah.
So it just really wasn't an issue. The amount of money I probably saved, think about going home. I didn't have no parking garage or anything at a couple of the places I live downtown. So going home every night, having to find a meter, having to try to pay to park, it would have been super expensive. Being able to just pull off that scam, it was fire. I'm surprised no one was like, this motherfucker got a ticket every day. Like, let's check what's going on here. But I just don't think it would be hard because I didn't park my car in the same spot every day, obviously. And, you're not going to remember... Right. Oh, that's the Gray 4 Fusion. Every day that's got a ticket on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
So it would be really hard to I mean, you would have to literally get out, open it up, and see that there was no ticket there. And then at that point, how do you even prove that? It's like you could have blown away, could have came out the envelope, something could have happened. But I guess maybe they could probably just typed it up in the system and be like, this motherfucker was not ticketed, and then give me a double. I don't know. But no, I never had any issues with it. Nothing bad ever happened to me. So besides the parking ticket, was that on the week? That was before the weekend started.
That was before the weekend, so that's why I wanted to kind of cap.
How was the rest of your weekend? How did the counseling sesh go? How did all that stuff go?
Yeah, the counseling went well. I won't use the word undefeated this time. I think Robin got to talk quite a bit this one, which was good. I think what did we talk about? Oh yeah, we actually talked about, because it's important to be transparent with the therapist. So we actually talked about the incident where I was in the doghouse, and was asked politely or not so politely to go to the guest bedroom. So we kind of talked about that, hashed that out. But it was good. I mean, I hate kind of, just like you said, I hate reliving things, and you're more of like, I won't relive things.
Yeah.
If we don't talk about it in the moment, then what the fuck are we doing?
And it doesn't even necessarily have to be right in the moment, but like I said, if we're at a wedding and you have an issue or something, you don't have to bring it up right there in front of everyone, but let me know later in the night. Let me know that you were you disapproved of something I said or did or whatever. Just let me know I'm fucking up as soon as you know I'm fucking up. So I can correct it. You know what I mean?
But if it's days or weeks.
Yeah, you hit me days or weeks down the line. It's like, God damn, dude, I'm not even in the moment anymore. I don't even understand what I fully did. And it's harder for me to understand what you're unsatisfied with 2 weeks later. That's the biggest thing for me is I move so quickly. My brain moves so quickly. I'm continuously on to the next, on to the next.
You can't bring yourself back into that moment of how that felt or how that other person felt. It's hard to empathize. It's hard to sympathize.
Right.
And
I'm almost annoyed at that point. It's like, God damn, really? You're bringing this up now? Like you couldn't bring it up at the time. And then I'm annoyed and it's me empathizing with her. She's not feeling that way anymore.
Yeah. And so it's almost like you weren't given a chance.
Right. I wasn't given a chance to correct the shit.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm just getting watched from afar, fucking up, continuing to fuck up because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And then it's like, all right, 2 weeks later, and pull me to the side and, hey, I don't really like, and it's like, what the fuck? You just let me, I don't want to be with a girl like that. I don't want to be with a girl who's just watching me fuck up and just sitting there in disapproval and shaking her head and just stewing inside because I'm doing bad shit that she doesn't like or whatever it may be. And that's the problem is sometimes as a dude, maybe it just as people, maybe it's not even a dude, but for me, being in a dude's body, being a dude, I don't know when I'm fucking up. If it's not egregious, if I didn't tell someone to fuck off to their face and I could see how it affect, like sometimes I don't know. I think I'm just having a good time. We're just talking, we're having a convo. Just like on the podcast last time, we were talking about communication. I was using that story and I didn't even give the whole backstory. I didn't feel like I fully was trying to shit on anyone. I was trying to bring up that topic to say, hey, this is how me and my girl communicated about it. She didn't like it at first. She didn't like it initially. This is how we communicated and got past it. And that's more the point I was trying to make. She was really hung up on that fact that she felt like I was talking shit. And I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's your friend. You're going to defend her, whatever. I would expect her to do the same thing if someone was talking some shit about me. That's what I said. I was like, man, as long as we're on the same page, as long as you're going to bat for me as hard as you're fucking roasting me right now, I'm fine. I'll take it. I'll take the roast. I won't bring her up ever again. I get it. There's no point for me to ever bring her up again or that point. There's just no point. You know what I mean? Like we're moved on. It's over with. And I was kind of using it more as a communicate, to help the story along, to help us get to where we were going. It wasn't intentional like that, but I can get how it was perceived that way. So I get a text that says, now I'm in the doghouse. And I was like, oh, I don't know if she's fucking around or not. Dang. And I get in the situation and I was like, we're just alternating weeks.
This becomes a great pattern, man. It's my week and then it's your week. Then it's my week. I guess this is great for the cast.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think we're doing something.
But I still want to be very clear with you guys as the audience, man. I'm not gonna give up any of the transparency that I've had here. We're going to continue to be transparent. We're going to continue to be real with our lives. And in doing that, it's going to raise conflict. It's going to raise conflict at some point. I'm going to say something that maybe a listener doesn't like from time to time. I'm going to say something that maybe you as listening, I'm the hardcore fan. These are my fucking guys. I fuck with these guys. I may say something that you don't like sometime that may touch a nerve that may offend you. That's just what happens when you're being real.
Yeah. Let us know.
Right. That's what happens when you're being real. And it's not that anyone's right or anyone's wrong. We just see things differently. And when people are being real, that's when nerves can get touched and people can get offended. When you're getting very surface level, as we talked about with maybe some of these other sneaker podcasts or whatever they're trying to start, it's going to be interesting to see how some of these people break down because they're very surface level on their channel.
Sure.
And are they going to go deeper on a podcast, because you can only do so many surface level shows before people are like, I've seen that episode.
Yeah.
I've seen what the fuck goes on.
Yeah.
That's why this is dope. It's raw, it's real, it's uncut, and we're giving you the raw shit exactly how we see it. Happy MLK Day to everybody, by the way. I know when you're probably hearing this, it's not MLK Day, but happy MLK Day to everybody out there. We got some BHM, Black History Month is February, so we're coming up on that. We're going to talk a little bit about that as we get into sneakers.
Yeah, just touch on it.
But touch on that a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. I'm a happy MLK Day to everyone. But that's what happens when you're raw, when you're real, when you're uncut, and when you're giving real feelings. People's lives are really coming together. You're bringing 2 lives, 3 lives, 4 lives all together. You're bringing people's relationships together. I know you guys. I've gotten the amount of messages I've gotten from you guys saying, "Damn, I fucking relate to this shit so much."
Yeah.
I battle with my girl. I probably battle way more than I need to. This has helped me a lot because now I feel like I don't need to battle all the time. I can just let some shit slide. Like I don't need to win everything. I don't need to battle over everything. If she wants to fucking do some shit that she's really set on and I can tell she's really set on, I'm not really keen on doing it. I don't really want to do it. Or maybe it's something and you're like, nah, it's not the fucking way I would do it. But you know what, man? I love this girl. I care about her. I respect her. Fuck it. It's not that deep for me. Let's do it. I'm going to let you have it. Let's do it. And that's the best way to fucking go, because battling all the time is going to do nothing but divide you guys and piss each other off. And that goes for just people in general. That goes for all of us as fucking humans. It goes for all of different races, different cultures, everything, man. We don't need to battle over everything. Fuck. There's a lot of shit where I'm like, I don't really agree with that, but I'm not dead set on it. You seem really passionate on it. Fuck it. Just have it. You know what I mean? Have it. I'm not even ready for the battle. I don't care enough to battle over it. And I think if we all had that mindset, it'd be a lot better off. You know what I mean? Just realizing that everything you don't have to take it all to the grave. You know?
How about spinning it this way? How about like if you're with your girl or your guy, whatever it is, and you know you're an avid listener to us. How about playing some of these clips to your girl or to your guy? Fucking hey, dude, if
you
we're
listen
the
to the
ones
show together,
if we're the ones embarrassing ourselves, fucking eat it up, man.
Right.
Take your W, we'll take our L on the way out,
Yep.
and call it good, man. If we're teaching you guys at least that and saying, oh, look at these fucks, man. Hey, listen to these fucks for just a second, babe or dude, and let us embarrass ourselves, and you fucking take the W on that, man.
No
Another
doubt.
way to spin it either.
Another thing I've really learned is weed and the CBD, either or, both really, really help me and help my girl too. In our state of just helps us relax, man. Basically, people get, you know how it goes, dude. When you get worked up, you've done this ever since you were a little kid. You get excited about something, you get worked up about something. 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and it is the biggest deal in the world to you at that moment. But in the grand scheme of life, it doesn't fucking matter. It's really not a big deal. You're going to be able to move on. Sun's going to come up tomorrow, like Hootie and the Blowfish said. Let her cry. Let her be. Whatever. I don't know where. Anyway.
When the tears fall down like rain.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's the biggest deal at the moment, and we still get like that to adults, or as adults, we still get the same way, man. We're in a moment, we're arguing something, and it is the biggest fucking deal, and you can't see anything else because you're seeing red, and you can't see past it, and you strictly want her or him or whoever you're arguing with to see your side, and realistically, it doesn't fucking matter. You smoke a little weed, have a little CBD. Like I said, the CBD doesn't get you high, but it definitely relaxes you. So whether you rub some of that, the topical ointment on, the lotion, the creams, the
tinctures,
the bath bombs has been super sick. My girl should just throw a bath bomb, fucking go get in the bath.
Yeah.
PureSpectrumCBD.com, 10% off your order with the code MUP. I'm telling you guys, man. So weed and CBD, the combination of both have been huge for our relationship because it allows us to step away from the situation, smoke a little fucking weed, have a little CBD, whatever the case may be, and just relax. And then just chill, and it brings you down to a more mellow, chill level, especially a guy like me that's fucking loud when I'm not even trying to be loud, yelling when I'm not even trying to yell. I'm just passionate. For a guy like me, and especially for her, when I'm getting loud, I'm getting passionate, it sounds like I'm yelling. It sounds like I'm fucking, but I'm really not. I don't even know I'm doing it. I'm just loud.
Very in your face.
Exactly. Very aggressive. That's just me, and that's my nature. Sure. So for me, it's nice to be able to do that, take a fucking step back, calm down and relax. And then I can almost see things level headed. I can almost see where she's coming from. And I can also get in a mode where like, man, this is not even a big deal.
Yeah.
Like this is really not that big of a deal. And that's where I get to the point where it's like, fuck it. I can see this means more to her. She can have it. You know what I mean? And that's what happened this weekend. Fuck it. Like I said, yeah, I was wrong. I was probably wrong for bringing her up on the cast. I was probably wrong for fucking talking some shit. Even though I didn't perceive it that way, I can see how she could. You know what I mean? I just need to leave it alone. I just need to know that we're the two kind of people that won't get along. We're the kind of people that we just don't have that vibe. And it is what it is. We don't need to shit on each other anymore. We don't need to fucking hash anything else out. It's just what it is. And that's exactly what she said. She's like, you guys are just different. You guys are just different people. You're never going to get along. You're not going to get along. But, as she's in the middle. And I was like, I get how that feels for you. I don't want you to,
Sure.
It's not that deep for me. I don't need to be involved. I don't need to be anything. I'm not pushing for, no, but I need to come over and get along. I need her to see. I don't,
Yeah, you can't force that shit.
Just
Nope,
don't.
Can't.
It's too much, man. It's too much. So your shit, counseling.
So counseling went well.
Good,
Everything was good. Worked out everything. Yeah, it sucks to rehash things.
Are you in the
like this.
doghouse again, or anything bad happening? You're great. You
No,
guys
man,
are cruising.
We're G2G.
You got the yarn. Everything's good.
Oh man,
All right.
dude,
Love tank's full.
love tank is full.
Speaking of that, did you get my fucking? I know you got my message about the room up in Blackhawk, Valentine's.
Oh, yes.
You never hit me back. I didn't hear anything more.
Yeah, Robin won't give me an answer.
Oh, really?
I don't know what she wants to do.
Okay.
So that's why.
So wait,
I still could have hit you back and
as
said
far as
that.
the whole plans, as far as the whole day, the ice castle thing, or
liked
just
it,
the staying.
Just the staying at Blackhawk. She's a little undecided on that. But the Dylan Frisco thing sounds awesome. We're definitely in there. And then dinner, and that's kind of where we're at so far.
Okay, so and I'm fine. I'm fine coming back. I got to work the next day.
Yeah.
You guys are all talking about day off and da da da. Valentine's is my day off.
Yeah.
I'm off on Thursday.
But you got to work that next Friday.
I got to work the next day. I got to work on Friday. Staying would honestly be a hassle to me.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to stay up there. I'd have to wake up early to get back, to be to work. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
For you guys, I don't know what your schedule is or what you're trying to do. So figure it out. But for me, it's honestly better to come home.
Okay.
I do have a room up there. And that's the good thing is I can use my comped room. They are comping me a room. So that's why I was asking you, like, I kind of want to book this ASAP if you guys are trying to stay up there because I would like to use my comped room.
Yeah, no shit.
I would like to not have to pay for the room.
Especially, if you've got to leave that early and you're not really even maximizing the room.
Especially on V-Day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
It's a great day to be comped.
what do we...
So I'll let you know. I'll talk to her within the next 24 hours. We'll have a decision if we're going to stay in Blackhawk or not.
Just next couple of days. Just let me... Yeah. Let's try to iron it out here by...
Let's put some deadlines
By the time
on
the
this
next
shit.
cast is going on, maybe let's try to iron it out because I don't want to get caught in this situation where now all of a sudden we can't book and she wanted to stay and now I'm end up paying for a room and I could have had it for free and
I know your old lady was
actually if that happens I'm going home. I ain't fucking paying for a room.
I know your old lady was actually talking about if we didn't go to Blackhawk, just coming back down and going to D&B's.
Yeah, she wants to. She loves Dave and Buster's.
Maybe we should just do that.
Which I don't get because last time we went, like I said, we didn't even have that much fucking fun. You want to know how much fun we had? We still got 2 power cards with money on them. That's how much fun we had. Yeah, it means we didn't fucking stay that long and play the rest of the card out, play the rest of the money out because we didn't have that great of a time. She I don't know. Maybe it's revisionist history for me. I don't feel like the last few times I've been there, it was that fun.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was a cool, hey, got out for the night, but it wasn't like, oh man, I got to go back.
Dude, the only way I'm going back is if I leave that night with the Dave and Buster's fucking neon clock.
Well, that's
because I know I killed it.
That's another thing too. The games don't give out tickets like they used to.
Oh, they don't?
I don't feel like they do. I mean, I feel like, my performance last time, I was easily ended up with a couple thousand tickets. This time I ended up like about 30. Well, what happened here? Is this shit broken? These all out of, I don't know. The past couple times has been a little bit, I don't even know how to say it. Just it hasn't lived up to expectations. And I think, like I said, I feel like us having money on a couple power cards proves that. But
and their food and drink isn't cheap either.
No, it's not.
It ends up being kind of an expensive night if you're hitting D&B.
But if that's what she wants to do, I doubt she's going to feel the same after going
all day.
Well, dude, look at us. We have a long ass day. We got the cast on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Valentine's falls on a Thursday for you guys. In case for you fellas needing a plan, maybe you guys should start getting some stuff together.
Yeah.
You hear Dallas and I already talking about it. I'm really trying my ass off to stay out of the doghouse as much as I can this year, 2019. So we're starting the V-Day planning early. Luckily, we're both off that day because we're off for the cast, but we have a long day. We got to come in here, do the cast early. Then we're leaving here. We're going up to, I think the tentative plan is going up to Dillon, which is in the mountains. Mm-hmm. There's these ice castles up there. There's all this shit up there that you can walk around, look at, and it's pretty cool. And we definitely wanted to get up there before the season ends, so it's kind of a perfect storm timing there.
Yeah.
And then the option is to come back down and go to dinner somewhere or go to dinner up there and maybe come back down. But now we're talking about, I think Dave & Buster's too crazy. Mixing that in on that day is going to be, I think she agrees. That's too crazy. And I think that's what she said on the phone. She's like, we don't have to go that day.
Yeah. She just wants to go sometime.
She just wants to go sometime. She just, I don't know. She's a big fan. Had a lot of fun.
So yeah, we'll have a decision on the next cast. I think we'll go from there.
All right, so then over the weekend, we get to Saturday night. You and I have plans to go watch UFC with the homie Mueller.
Yeah, man.
We're going to go do that. All of a sudden, you get there. I'm leaving work, about to meet you, and you say, hey, they're not showing it at Jackson's, only the undercard.
Correct.
So we're going to go to this bar called Jackson's. I'm like, all right. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking earlier, they're probably not going to show it at a lot of bars because it's streamed on ESPN Plus. So it's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
It's not pay-per-view.
Yeah. Unless they have smart TVs or computers hooked up to projectors, and most bars aren't going to do that.
Well, plus you'd have to have every single TV on an individual feed. Right. So now you may have certain TVs a little lagged, certain TVs behind the other feed. It's just not going to all sync up like it does on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So that was a little strange. We ended up not watching the fights together. I just ended up going to the crib, streaming them on ESPN Plus. Like I told you, I already had ESPN Plus because it was included with my insider subscription that automatically renewed for ESPN the magazine and all that shit.
Yeah.
$40 or $50 for the year, but includes ESPN Plus. That's nice. So I had it that way. What did you guys do?
You want to tell me how? I'm about to tell you how gay Mueller and I were.
Okay? Oh, Jesus.
So this fool was just getting off, and he actually works kind of near Jackson's, right?
Okay.
So I was already at Jackson's fucking eating my dick, waiting for everybody, and then all of a sudden I get the news like, oh yeah, by the way, we're only doing the undercard because I called them ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't stupid.
Right.
I fucking tried to plan. Remember, this is the year of planning for me. We talked about it, right?
Yep.
I called those fucks, and they're like, yeah, we're showing it. I talked to this young lady. She was super nice. Didn't know what the fuck was going on, obviously, when I get there. So they're playing the undercard there, and that's what she meant. And I'm like, hey, are you guys showing all the fights from the undercard to the main card? She's like, yeah, we got them on right now.
You said that? You guys showing all the fights, Dallas.
And I said undercard.
Really?
I said undercard and main card.
You did.
And she's like, yeah,
I wouldn't have thought
course.
to ask that. I would just say, watch
we
these
even
show
have them
fights.
on right now. And I'm like, all right, fucking great. So I was like, all right, I'll head down there. So I'm there at 7:20, 7:30, right? Getting us a spot, making sure we have the fucking best spot, right? Because I know you're coming through there and you're going to fucking have a head full of steam like, dude, I had the fucking worst day. This sucks. JJ did this. He's got his fucking Burger King hat on, fucking dropping hard drives. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm tired of his stringer.
I was actually in a pretty good mood like at that time. He didn't drop the hard drive yet.
Oh, okay.
We had just gotten the news we were getting a new computer. Saturday went pretty well work-wise. I was like in a pretty good mood.
You were doing all right then.
Yeah, Friday was a disaster.
So check this out. So I walk into Jackson's and I look around. I'm like, what the fuck? There's nobody in there.
Oh.
Nobody. Dude, there's like
That's
a couple.
a great
Okay,
sign.
there's a couple people at the bar. Okay, there wasn't nobody, but there was like 7 people in a bar that fits probably 120, 130 people max, right? That's nothing. So I walk in there and I'm like, oh shit, man, where's this chick that answered the phone? Because I want to have some words right now. So I get the manager, and I'm not gonna bitch too hard. I'm not one of those guys, but I get the manager. His name is Dan, real nice guy. And I'm like, hey, Dan, I just called about 20 minutes ago. I just drove from Parker, and, that's a bit of a drive. It's like 20 minutes, whatever. And I said, hey, I was told that you guys are not only doing the undercard fights, but you're also doing the main card fights. He's like, yeah, I know, man. I just found out that it's on ESPN Plus for the main card. I said, okay, so you run a bar, and most of your revenue comes from these big fights, the boxing. By the way, they didn't have the boxing fight either that night, and JJ will get into the boxing and let us know about that because I don't give a shit. But I care.
Oh, you watched the boxing?
Yeah, I watched the full fight.
Yeah, all right, well-
Actually, I fucked up and watched a fight from 2017, not realizing it was. So it was interesting.
Well,
it was a good fight, though.
Save it. Just save it.
Yeah.
Save it. We'll talk about the boxing here in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's funny you got into the boxing because, I didn't even know. I barely found out the shit was going on. Someone asked us to talk about it on the cast.
Yeah.
After we'd already done the cast, I was like, fuck, I didn't even know. I totally forgot.
JJ's coming through to save us, man.
So, I want to hear about that in a little bit. Go ahead and finish. Sorry.
So I'm in there, and dude, he's super, super nice, man. Like, I wasn't a dick to him or anything. Like, these things happen. This is a new contract with the UFC. Like, this is just new to everybody. So he's trying. So he's like, let me try to get a solution. This guy, Dan, he goes into his office, his manager office. He's working with HDMI cables, trying to figure out
he's not.
VGA cables from his computer because he has a projector in there
Yeah.
that feeds like one side of the room.
Okay.
So he's like,
are you in his office with him? Oh,
no.
Are you in there?
But I'm watching him come in and out of the office with
Oh, okay. I
computers
thought
and
he was
cables.
like, "Oh, come on back," and he's you're in there looking under the thing with a flashlight, busted out your fucking janitor key ring and shit,
assisting him as he's doing his
That's
thing.
what I thought. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, no, we
Guys
were
get involved.
We weren't that tight, but no, I just seen him coming in and out of the office with VGA cables and HDMI, trying to make laptop shit work because he could just hook it up to his projector that he had on one side of the room, which would have worked, and I'd have been happy with that. Long story short,
was Mueller still on the way over at this time?
Yeah, Mueller's not there. It's just fucking me.
Did he know? You're dealing with Dan Mergliotta. Mueller's on the way.
Yeah.
He's fucking trying to fix the shit. Mueller shows up. You still wait for Mueller? He actually shows up at the bar? Or did you call him and be like, "Hey, he's not getting it"?
Hey, I said franchise isn't coming through. He's gonna go to the crib. Do you want to go to Aurora? He's like, I don't know if I want to drive that far. I said, all right, man, I don't want to either.
Right.
I just made a decision. I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm at a bar. I want to eat shitty bar food and I want to watch something.
Okay.
So Dan Margoliato, whatever, can't get his shit together.
That's a UFC referee.
Oh.
By the way, there's a UFC referee named Dan Mergliotta.
Oh, I don't know that guy.
Yeah, anyone that watches UFC cracked
hey,
up. You didn't get the joke.
I just know Herb
Take
Dean.
that L on the way out.
That's fine.
Herb Dean and this new guy with the fucking Viking beard. That guy's tight too. I don't know his name.
With the bald head, but he has, dude, it almost gives the appearance that he has hair. Like I didn't realize he didn't have hair until like when I was watching him on was it the last fight out in LA?
Yep.
Yeah, with Johnny Bones Jones. He was on that card. Dude, when I was watching that guy, it literally, I didn't realize he didn't have any hair. I didn't realize he looked like the Monopoly guy up on top until
without the monocle. Yeah.
Right. Because that long ass braided fucking beard that went down to his legs.
Dude, maybe even his
knees.
Maybe,
might be knees.
Maybe his dick or belly.
Yeah, it's down.
It's long.
Dude, his shit is braided from his face and it just hangs all the way down. If you
Looks
haven't
like
seen
this sick Viking.
But it looks like he has hair. Because
Very
of that,
Celtic.
it gives the appearance like it's not instantly recognizable. Like you just, for me, I don't know. Maybe I was high. It felt like the guy had hair. Anyway, because of the long ass fucking beard. But anyway, so you're over there. You guys, do you end up? Let me predict here. Do you guys end up watching the fights at Jackson's on your phone?
You got it.
I knew it. You
got
fucks.
it. So we have my phone.
No volume.
No, we do have volume.
Oh yeah, and you can hear too because there's nobody in the bitch.
There's nobody in there. So like we actually hear our phone pretty well in there, which is usually a common problem in a loud ass bar.
Right.
Dude, the phone situation, as small as it was, it fucking worked, and it worked pretty well. We got our shitty bar food. They were doing like $3 Bud Lights. Mueller and I love fucking Bud Lights, man.
Of course.
So we were just fucking creaming the fucking
crushing the BL smoothies.
Just
you
killing
two.
them. Yeah.
Getting great service.
What'd
you guys eat? Appetizers or?
So yeah, we ate. What did I have? He had potato skins, and I had. What did I have? Oh, I had the chicken
I
tenders.
can't believe you guys just stayed there by yourselves.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
So you end up watching
I had the chicken tenders and ranch and fries.
Any issues with the stream on mobile?
None.
I had one issue. It cut out on my TV.
Yeah.
When it first started, but after that it was gooch.
Yeah.
No issues.
No issues.
Yeah, it was
for sure.
awesome.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good.
So the quality of ESPN Plus, the servers, all that stuff.
Which was good. You know
was
what I
good.
didn't like, actually? So we look at that versus pay-per-view. Pay-per-view actually shows them go into their corner, and you can kind of hear the convos. You noticed you had commercial breaks during
Yep,
some of those,
of course.
which I didn't like. I thought that sucked.
Right, pay-per-view, there really are no commercials
None.
unless it's a promo for an upcoming fight, an event. Maybe you'll have a little sponsor thing thrown in here or there, but it's not taking away, you're never missing anything.
I still don't think there should be commercials. My argument is if I'm paying $4.99 a month, which is what ESPN Plus cost if you just have their service. I think they do $50 a year. I think you may have even said that, but
it's included with the Insider.
Dog, if I'm paying for that,
package.
just like I'd be paying for pay-per-view, why would there and why should there be commercials? I want to fucking hear when they go to their corners. I want to hear anything that I should be able to hear that I'm used to hearing that UFC knows via pay-per-view. Dude, that's an L.
Is this
that's an L.
You think this is something that's they're going to do every time, or you think this was kind of just the one-time thing for the beginning to test out commercials during the ring breaks? Because it almost reminds me of watching it on Spike TV, watching UFC on Spike TV or FS1, or any of that shit. You know, the fight nights where, or even the preliminaries. When they show the prelims, they cut away, they do commercial in the corner when it's on Fox and all that stuff. So it's the same kind of thing. It's not something
But you're
new,
not paying for that.
but you're not paying. Right. That's your issue.
And I guess your argument is, well, yeah, you're paying for cable, but
Right.
this is different. You're paying for a streaming service. And like I use PlayStation View. You and I both use YouTube TV as well, right? And we're paying for that in some, roundabout fashion. So I guess maybe you could compare it to that. But, if you're looking at pay-per-view versus this streaming service that we are still paying for, the argument is pay-per-view, I see everything. ESPN Plus, I don't.
Here's what I think their argument's going to be, and not even necessarily an argument. I think they're just going to move along and not even ever address the criticism because there's probably other people that feel the same way you do.
Yeah,
but I'm going to say UFC probably is going to be like, fuck it. I don't care what you think. You're not going to stop watching.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're going to pay the $4.99 and you're still going to watch. And even if you don't watch, we don't give a fuck because you're paying the $4.99. Yeah. So, maybe it will become a Netflix situation where people are sharing passwords and all that bullshit. Mm-hmm. I know a WWE network, that's been an issue with a lot of streaming services. And I know that there's been issues where they've tried to like crack down where you can't be signed in on multiple accounts. But it just becomes a hassle because people have so many devices these days. Yeah. And then if you start putting roadblocks up like that, all of a sudden someone is watching it on their TV and now they want to switch to their phone because they're going to run to the grocery store real quick and they don't want to miss anything. And then all of a sudden it says they're signed in on their TV when they're not, they've already turned off the TV and now they can't get back in on mobile. So it becomes an issue that way. So it's a separate issue that you're going to create by people sharing accounts. You know what I mean? By trying to block them to not that has, I'm not saying anything about the commercials during the rounds or anything. I'm just saying in general, if you start to try to do that fix, which may eliminate, that would eliminate maybe certain people sharing accounts and revenue and all that stuff, and it kind of goes back. It's all the same. They're doing it for revenue. So if you're not going to do that, that's why they're going to do the commercials, because so they can guarantee they're going to get that revenue. Right. They're getting the streaming revenue because look at the pay-per-view buys. I mean, you have a situation where you're getting between $60 and $100 per fight, depending on what the card is. Mm-hmm. Here you're getting $4.99. So you still need to make up that revenue with some kind of ad, with commercials, some kind of ad revenue there. I mean, I don't think they're doing it just to be egregious to the viewer. I think they're doing it because they need to make up the ad revenue. They just paid probably a ton of money to UFC to get that product, just like they paid a ton of money to get the college football playoff. And it's all money, dude.
It's funny. It's funny that you actually bring that up. So, UFC, the agreement that they reached with ESPN on with the first fight, it's a 5-year, $1.5 billion deal with the UFC and ESPN. So to reiterate your point, yes, there's a lot of money in this streaming revenue, and to have some commercials and to have some breaks. Yeah, so that'll plaster UFC all over the sports network via various platforms. As you saw that ESPN, just the regular ESPN, was showing obviously some of the undercard or prelims, right? And then it switched over to ESPN Plus. So this is a way UFC and Dana White and UFC have wanted ESPN to be involved with ESPN for years, dog. Dana White has came out multiple times. So this is a big thing for Dana White and UFC to actually get this contract finally, but it's also a way, FS1, maybe not a lot of people have it, right? Some of these other channels, Altitude, right? Where we have to watch our fucking local Nuggets. A hard channel. I don't even have it on any of my platforms. So
I got to stream Nuggets games off like Reddit and shit.
You got it. So I have a hard time with that as well. But, this is one thing just to, cement the UFC on just multiple facets. More people are going to be able to see it, watch it, be a part of it, and I think it's brilliant for the UFC. That's a big contract. Dog.
Another thing I noticed, did you see that yesterday they were actually just showing the fight on regular ESPN?
Oh, were they afterwards?
Yesterday on Sunday.
Gotcha.
So if you didn't watch it Saturday night on ESPN
you
Plus,
could wait a day,
and you didn't want to pay the money or whatever. Mm-hmm. You could just watch it on ESPN yesterday. I think it was started at like 11 a.m. yesterday. Yeah. Or no, I'm sorry. You know what happened? It was, I had ESPN on for the pregame because I cannot stand Fox's fucking pregame. I can't stand Bradshaw and Jimmy Johnson and all those fucks. I just can't, dude. Howie Long, they're just not my cup of tea for me. So those guys, I'm on ESPN until the game starts because it was on Fox. So I'm like, until Buck and Aikman come on, I'm not fucking with.
You're out.
Yeah, I'm not rocking with the Fox telecast. So I have ESPN on. At 1 o'clock or at 12:30, whatever, half hour before the pregame show ends, and all of a sudden ESPN or the ESPN pregame show ends because they know people are clicking over to Fox. I think it was like 1, dude, because the game started at 1:10 or 1:05, whatever. So their pregame led right up, and I saw that on my guide I was going to flip it just because I knew Buck and Aikman were coming on to do their little lead into the game, and I wanted to see that shit. And the broadcast on ESPN, I looked at my guide and it said it had the fight listed right at 1 o'clock. So it had the full fight listed, and I flipped over and saw it. Sure enough, same exact telecast in order. Started with the women's fight, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, so if you want to wait a day, you can definitely do it. It's hard to watch sports on delay in this day and age, though. Even I'm trying to watch a game, and I miss. Sometimes it's nice to be able to just pause the game and then come, run to the store, do whatever, and come back and just fly through the first half and halftime and catch up in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Even that is tough because of my Twitter notifications and all the shit I have going on. It's so hard to be able to do that today. It's hard to watch sports, any sport, on any sort of delay with the internet and how our lives run today, without getting an update, without having a friend text you, without having someone hit you on social media. Oh, did you see that play? No. Without someone crying over a ref call. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
So hard, bro. Yeah. But getting into the card, what'd you think of the fights?
Dude, some of the fights were pretty good. But as a whole, I kind of left the whole night feeling let down just a little bit.
I was.
What about you?
Yeah, I felt the same. I didn't think it was an overly exciting card. I didn't think there was a ton of huge fights, and that's what I was asking you on Thursday, or when we did the last cast. I was saying, hey, do you think they did this justice? Are they putting together a stacked card for ESPN Plus? And you said yes. And then I went and when I was watching it, I was like, man, I don't feel like this is that card that he was talking about. That
was more of a heartfelt yes, I think, to get back to that versus what's written on paper. Paige Van Zant, she's on a losing streak. She ended up winning by knockout. I think she got an arm bar.
That surprised me. Yeah, I thought she was going to lose.
Dude, she's been losing. I thought she was going to be out of the UFC here pretty soon. It's like been that bad for her. Now, she is beautiful. She's fun to watch from that perspective. Both of those ladies were very gorgeous, but obviously Paige took that by an arm bar. I think she actually broke the young lady's arm. She was wearing a splint.
I saw it was hyperextended.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah, yesterday I saw it.
Gotcha. So, but one of my favorite fighters, and plus there was obviously a title fight on the line. So yes, I thought that was a pretty cool thing because to have this new platform, you better have a fucking title fight. If you're switching platforms, going to this ESPN Plus, which is just a streaming platform, you have to have a title. So of course, on paper, that's good, right? I don't like Dillashaw. I think he's an arrogant prick in my opinion. That's just me. So I didn't like that necessarily. My favorite fight of the night was Cowboy Cerrone, man. That guy is amazing.
That's the one I missed.
And he deserves a title shot. And I think he's getting closer and closer to getting one. And I say that because he actually called out. So if you missed this fight, I'll put you on a little bit. At the end of the fight, he actually called out McGregor. Not in a negative way, anything like, hey, I just like, I'd like you, McGregor. I'd like to fight you, that kind of thing. And it was mostly sent to Dana versus McGregor. So there wasn't any negativity around it. Cerrone's really cool, man. Holds his shit together very, very well. He has a small daughter and a wife that he fights for, kind of like McGregor's situation. The fight was so good that McGregor heard that call out and responded to Cowboy via his Twitter. And what McGregor had to say was... He
said, you want a rematch?
How about no?
No, but McGregor came out on his Twitter after the fight and says, for a fight like that, Donald, I'll fight you. Congratulations.
Or not a rematch, I guess a first time match.
Correct.
Oh, no shit, huh? He said that on social media?
So,
That's pretty dope.
We'll kind of see what happens. Obviously, I think that'll take a lot to make that happen.
But did Cerrone super fuck him up or what?
No, so Cerrone did, man. It was a KO.
Because he got beat the fight before. Mm-hmm. Who did he just lose to before? Yeah, it slipped my mind. I watched that fight, and I was like, oh shit, Cerrone might be slipping. Like he might be losing it a little.
He's definitely getting a little older.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought he kind of got dominated in the fight before. I can't remember who the hell it was against, but I was seeing he might be on the way out, and then he can bounce back in this fight. You're saying he whooped ass?
He did, man. He dominated this. So he fought Alexander Hernandez, which had a 10-2 record. Cerrone's coming in at 35-11, and then one no contest. But Cerrone fucking KO'd this fool in round 2, like in 3 minutes 43 seconds.
Okay.
left. But dude, the fight was really, really good. Cerrone had this Alexander kid. Dude, he was quick, and he was really aggressive. Just came in there almost like a spider, like just crazy movements. But Cerrone, man, just very disciplined. And I think he had some length, obviously, with the legs and the arms.
What did he finish him with?
What was it?
Did he knock him out, or he's kind of ground and pound?
I think he knocked him out. Yeah, a little ground and pound
or anything.
Yeah, got him on the ground and just beat the living hell out of him. They had to stop it. So Cerrone looked really good, man. I was really, really impressed. As much as I'd love to see a McGregor-Cerrone fight, I think Cowboy would just get his ass whooped. I do.
Really?
I would. My heart says I'd love Cerrone
to
win.
Yeah.
But I think him against McGregor. I think McGregor fucking tears him up.
Right.
Like almost easy.
Yeah.
So, but that was one of my favorite fights. The other one, let's just go to the main card, right?
No. Let's just jump into the controversy. I mean, the main card. Yeah.
Yeah. So the main card, the title fight, a lot of controversy around this.
Well, controversy there, but controversy in the Greg Hardy fight as well, the one right before that.
Oh yeah.
So it's funny because I put out on Twitter right when Hardy was when Alan Crowder was walking out.
Yeah.
I was like, does he smash him or what? I said, does Hardy smash him or nah? I didn't even use Crowder's name, and everyone's like, yeah, people were like, yeah, he gets smashed, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
And Vitzer's like, yes, with the laughing, crying face, like it's not even going to kind of have a chance or whatever. And
yeah.
So I was like, cool, just put a bet in on Crowder, and with the little cool emoji, with like the little sunglasses emoji. So I did. I put in, he was plus 375, so I put in 50 to win 187 on Crowder. And there's the first round, dude. Hardy comes out fucking banging. I'm like, oh fuck, there goes my 50.
Yeah.
I got no shot. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm fucked. And then as the round went on, as he started to tire him out, you could tell like, oh shit, Crowder actually has some hope here.
Yeah.
Because he outlasted this little onslaught at the beginning, and then as he got into the second round, you could tell Hardy was just gassed, bro. You could tell at the beginning of the first round, he had taken him down. He had really made him struggle to get up, and really was just leaning on him, a lot of body weight, wearing him down. And then they come out in the second round. Hardy's looking more of the same, and Crowder starts talking shit. Did you see that? That surprised me.
Started getting super lippy right to him. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Bring it on.
I didn't know if Greg Hardy said something to him, or if he was just kind of trying to ignite Hardy a little bit and get him more mad so that he would punch himself out. He'd start swinging and just use all his energy. I don't know what he was doing there, or what the strategy was, and I didn't see any post-game interview or post-fight interview with him, but because he got the illegal knee. They didn't even do a post-fight interview with him or Greg Hardy. And what did you think of the knee? Was it intentional or not?
I don't know that it was intentional. Here's what I think. I think I think there was a plan in this. I think Crowder obviously maybe had some validity to what he was doing. Now looking back at the fight, maybe I look back to think, I think this guy knew what he was doing the whole fucking time.
Baiting him, kind of.
He kind of baits Hardy into just making some rash decisions. And as we know, Hardy obviously not even disciplined in football, not disciplined with his relationships, fucking beating up women, and now getting into the UFC. He's not a very disciplined guy. And we all know that if you study the history on Hardy. And maybe now that Crowder saw Hardy kind of gassing, maybe Crowder got into his head. I'd like to think that now looking at it.
Did you see the
it was the perfect play, because what happens is, Crowder gets fucking Hardy off of his game, and Hardy doesn't know a lot about the UFC as much because he's new. He just signed that new contract that Dana White took forever to give him, and probably reason why. I think this was baited the whole fucking time.
Did you see the pre-fight interview? Did you hear the pre-fight interview? You know how they do the little hype video at the beginning? They show Greg Hardy, they show Alan Crowder, they show him training, they kind of show him talking a little bit about the opponent, about, where they're going.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
So Crowder said in that interview, there was multiple times he kind of really hinted to Greg Hardy's inexperience. He said, hey, he's just really inexperienced.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a big hand, but I'm not going to let him land that. And I don't think he really has much more than that. I think it's going to take time in the octagon. I've been doing this for this many years. I've put in a lot of work. He just hasn't put in the work yet. He's not that experienced.
Yeah.
He's just a guy with a big hand, a heavy hand. You know what I mean? Other than that, he's not experienced on the ground. He's not experienced. He hasn't gone deep into fights. There's just a ton of things that he doesn't know yet because he hasn't been there, and that's where I'm going to be able to take advantage. It's basically what he said.
I think he's spot on.
Right.
I think he's spot on.
And that alludes to what you're saying.
We all want to make this this Greg Hardy the bad guy because he is a fucking shithead.
Right.
He's done a lot of bad shit in the past, okay? And we can get over these things, but, I really think in this case, I don't think it was intentional. I don't. I think it was just lack of experience.
I'm with you.
I really, really do. And
I saw a lot of people really jumping down that wormhole quickly. Oh, it was intentional. This guy's a piece of shit. This is back to what he's done before. I don't think so. No. And here's the reason why. I'll kind of give you an example of the reason I don't think. If you watch the fight, you see him. And if you don't know what we're talking about, he threw a knee to the head of Alan Crowder while Alan Crowder was still down on his knees. You're not allowed to knee a downed opponent.
Highly illegal.
Especially in the head. I don't know if you're allowed to knee him in the body when he's down. I think you can. I think you could. I've seen guys do rib shots and shit while they're kind of down on their knees and they're in like a tuck position. Yeah. I've seen fools throw ribs, but I just think you
it was
can't.
The head.
Yeah, I think you can't knee him a downed opponent in the head. Because they're considered almost defenseless in some counts. And you saw it, dude. Crowder was not expecting that fucking knee to be thrown at all. It came out of nowhere because he knows the rule. As long as I'm down on my knee, I'm protected. Yeah. And you could tell he was I was thinking that right before Hardy threw the knee, dude. I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, all right, he's protected. Greg knows he can't throw the fucking knee here. Crowder knows he can't get kneed. This is smart by Crowder because he's staying on a knee. All Hardy can do is punch, And so... And even then, I thought Greg Hardy, he should have just started fucking teeing off with haymakers, dude. Crowder was sitting there on his knees, opened up. Yeah. The only thing he would have been able to do is put his hands up, but even a stiff shot that gets blocked still knocks you backwards, still knocks you onto your back or down onto your ass. You know what I mean?
And that's what Hardy has, is these fucking haymakers.
And so that shocked me that he didn't just go for a fucking clubbing blow to the face. Yeah. He decided to throw the illegal knee.
Yep.
And here's the reason I think it was inexperience, and I don't think it was with malicious intent. He threw the knee, and then immediately as he threw the knee and he fucking buckled Crowder.
Yep.
Crowder went back, and Hardy immediately jumped on him and started continuing
punching.
To try to punch and finish. And then when the ref tackled him off, like, hey, motherfucker, what are you doing? You know, whoa. It was like the ref was almost shocked at it. You know what I mean?
That was
Everyone in fighting knows that that's illegal.
That was actually Dan.
Dan Mergliata was
It was, yeah.
Nice. So he instead of Dan. So just a little bit of time removed from grabbing HDMI cables, VGA cables, and shit. Now he's tackling Greg Hardy off. I'm just kidding. Obviously, he was not doing that, but
for sure,
tackling him off the of Alan Crowder, tackles him off, and Hardy kind of looks up at him like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. He's kind of confused as well, and that's a reason I think it was just inexperience. If it was malicious, I could have seen Greg. Now he looked gassed.
Yeah,
but if it was malicious, I could have seen Greg Hardy throw the fucking knee and then just almost fall back gassed and tired. Yeah. And like, he wouldn't have gone after him or continued to go after him in the way he did to finish the fight. Because he was going after him to finish the fight.
Yeah.
I just think he got either lost in his mind, didn't know the rule, fucking brain fart. I don't know, but I don't think it was intentional.
And he looked really lost and gassed as he sat, across,
after he got tackled off.
Sat next to sat in front of the cage. You know, he looked obviously gassed and confused. But obviously, again, maybe that was just a play, and who knows, man. But I don't think it was malicious.
Nobody knows for sure. Yeah. Other than Greg Hardy, nobody knows for sure. You know what I mean? But that's just, from what I can see, the actions didn't look malicious. It didn't look like he just banged him with the knee and was like, fuck it, I'm DQ'd. Yeah. He kind of banged him with the knee and was trying to finish the fight. Then when he got tackled off, he was looking around pretty confused.
Yeah.
As he was tired as well. But I just don't think you have those actions if you know you're in the wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I don't know how much we're going to see of Hardy here in the future. You know, I know he had a bad image coming into this. This was his way of kind of,
Did you see anything Dana White said about it?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
I didn't look either. So,
right.
This was his way of trying to kind of turn that card around. And unfortunately, I think this is obviously going to do more harm than good. And we'll see how it plays out.
All right, let's jump into the main fight. The title fight, the Dillashaw. A lot of people made some good points about, I saw before the fight, saying it's not going to be a runaway for Dillashaw. I mean, for Dillashaw. People were saying like, hey, hold up, man. I know he's minus 220, big time favorite with Vegas, but hold the phone here. This guy had to drop 15 pounds. And as we've historically seen, when you drop weight going into a fight, those guys tend to not do very well. Yeah. It's the opposite of when they move up. When you move up weight class, they have a little bit more success. When they drop down, it's a little harder. And I think even Henry Cejudo even alluded to that. It was either in his pre-fight little video package or it was in the post-fight interview. I'm not positive which one, but I remember him even alluding to that. It's fucking tough to drop weight, and I'm going to make him pay. Talking about Dillashaw. I'm going to make him pay for all the flyweights. I'm doing this for all the flyweights. Yeah. I'm going to make him fucking pay thinking he can just drop down and come in here and whoop somebody's ass.
Right.
That's not what it is.
Which is a dying division in itself.
Right.
You know Dana White's been trying to abolish that fucking flyweight division for years,
for
right?
Sure.
So now we can even get into that a little bit later and what happens now with this. So he dropped 10 pounds because
10 pounds
because he usually fights bantamweight, right, which is 135. So he dropped to 125. And if we know anything about Dillashaw is a heavy 135. Okay, so he's not. It's hard for him to get at 135, much less fight at 125. So he went on this whole training regimen, and I started following him about 3 weeks ago on his Instagram. So he talked about his training program, never gave his secrets away as to with this new program that he did with this new whatever dietitian and whatever. Yeah. But he made it, and then he was in really good shape supposedly and whatnot. But after Henry Cejudo takes Dillashaw out within 32 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I start questioning a lot of shit. Crazy. Because Dillashaw, he looked confused. He didn't look fast, or maybe Cejudo just looked fucking so great.
What about the stop? What about the stoppage?
That is very.
Where do you stand on that?
That was controversial. Yes,
Cejudo was so fast to me, bro.
He was super fast.
Dude, lightning. And Dillashaw's fast too, but dude, the way those kicks. He came out, even Dillashaw, the way he came out, he did a couple kicks and he did a couple switch kicks, and I was like, fuck, these dudes are about to be flying, banging, dude.
Here's what I would say. In real time, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know if the fight should have been stopped. You look at when they slow it down.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Cejudo was tagging him. Dude, I don't even think our eyes were fast enough.
Sunday, yeah.
I don't even think our eyes were fast enough to fucking see that. Yeah. But when they did it when
they slowed it down,
when they slowed it down, I was like, holy shit! Absolutely, they should have stopped the fight. Dillashaw didn't look like he fucking knew his ass from his elbow.
Yeah, and even after, I think they allude to this on the cast. Hey, all right, You gotta take that.
We're in the phone zone.
Sorry, JJ's phone went off. What the fuck was I going? What was I saying? Oh, they even alluded in the broadcast that Dillashaw, after the fucking fight was stopped, after the ref even went and grabbed him, he kind of even, when he tried to get up, he almost staggered down a little bit and he almost fell to his elbow. Yeah. Instead of getting up with his hands and just kind of getting up, he almost fell down and had to use his elbow to catch himself before hitting the mat. And I realized he was mad and I realized he was passionate about it, but I don't know, dude. I could argue. I said this on Twitter to multiple people. I could argue either way. I could see how they could have let it go a little bit longer. Yeah. I could see how they should have stopped it at that point. I can see both sides. It's such a bang incident. It's so close at the end there, oh man, it's so hard because if I was a referee, I would always let it go. I would always rather it go too long than not long enough. Because those are referees that let fights go too long. There's a little bit of criticism maybe right after the fight. It's like, oh, you fucking let him take 3 punches he didn't need to take. Yeah. Guy took some extra damage. Yeah. But no one's ever criticizing you as a referee or like, oh, you need to fucking be not ref anymore or pulled out. Or it's not the same criticism. Does that make sense? Yeah. It seems like if you let a guy take a couple extra shots, it's kind of like swept under the rug. But if you call it too early, you're the fucking guy that calls fights too early and dives in too early, and then it may fuck up your opportunity to ref championship fights later on or whatever the case may be. If you let him take some extra damage,
wow, that's fine.
I mean, it's not, but it is.
Collateral damage.
Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying if I was a ref, that almost would be the direction I would lean because of for job security and just to ensure that the fans are getting the best product. Now you want to look out for guys' health and guys' safety, and that's exactly what he was trying to do. But it's interesting that everyone's all about safety, but then people are saying in a situation like this, let it go. It didn't go long enough. He didn't really get beat, So it just leaves you in such a tough predicament either side. And I could make arguments for either side.
Yeah. So I would say was the stoppage right or wrong? I would say it wasn't unreasonable.
Yeah, I didn't think it was unreasonable.
That would be the way I would do it because he wasn't able to protect himself. And I think that's the biggest thing they look for. He wasn't. This guy was getting stunned. He was getting fucking haymakers. He was going to drop for sure. But I think it's.
I agree, but at the same time, he was still trying to grapple. He was still trying to grab. Like he had a hold of Cejudo's leg there at the end when he dove in to call it. He was reaching for trying to grapple. Now, like I said, you let it go 10 more seconds. Who knows what happens? Maybe the dude's just out cold.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I don't think he was coming back. But we have seen some miraculous comebacks in UFC and in fighting in general. We have seen some dudes just get smoked, and somehow they're able to fucking battle back and
piece it together and get
finish
back.
the fight. And I'm not saying that was going to happen here because I think Cejudo was just way too fast.
Yeah, me too.
By the time Dillashaw fucking regathers himself and knows what's going on, Cejudo's still beating the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
At this time, if the referee doesn't jump in there, he's still fucking him up, dude.
Yeah.
It's not getting any better for Dillashaw, I don't think, and that's the thing we really have to look at is kind of where it was going. Was he fully knocked out or fully finished? Maybe not, but I think you kind of saw where it was going.
Yeah. The referee's job is and will always be to protect the fighters. That's it.
Right.
And so with this stoppage, no, I don't think it's controversial. I don't think it's unreasonable that they stopped the fight. I think it is what it is. And for anybody to argue that, slow it down. Slow the video down a little bit and make your judgment.
Yeah,
I think
like I said, you can argue either way. I'm not gonna fucking hold anybody's feet to the fire. Either way they go on that.
Yeah. Where does this take the flyweight division?
Dude, he even alluded at the end. He was even talking about like, yo, I hope this fucking does some things for the division. I want to see this.
He
thing
called
here.
out Dana.
Yeah. I want to see this thing here.
Uncle Dana, where are you? Is what he says.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought the fight was entertaining, but was it entertaining because Dillashaw stepped down? Is it going to be entertaining with him and another flyweight there? Is there anyone else that's really giving him that kind of challenge?
Well, because Cejudo, he just beat, who was it? I think he just beat, let me think.
I don't know anything about the flyweight division. That's why I knew it.
Demetrius Johnson.
I thought that...
arguably the best fighter in that division, now Cejudo is. He just beat that's Mighty Mouse, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's those are the two guys at the top of the division. Is there anyone else though?
Not that I know of.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what Dana White's saying. Yeah. It's like, guys, you guys are fucking great fighters, but you're going to have to step up to a division. So we have a full division of great fighters or we got to, you're not going to be able to fight here. I can't keep this shit around when there's no other competition. It's just you two. What are we going to do? Have a rematch for the flyweight title every single time that we defend the flyweight title?
Title fight every time.
Right. What are we doing here? So I get where Dana's coming from. I get where UFC's coming from. But I also get where Cejudo's coming from. He doesn't want to see that eliminated. But he did say, I would like to do it again at 135 with Dillashaw. Now, that's a fight I would love to see.
Yeah, he offered to give that up to Dillashaw. He's like, hey, when you're ready, we'll do that 135.
That's a fight I would love to see.
Hell yeah.
Right.
That'd be sweet.
Shocked by the loss by Dillashaw? Do you think he was gonna win it? Do you think he was gonna roll over him? I didn't know enough about Cejudo to even fucking. I didn't know.
I thought Dillashaw would put up a bigger fight than what he did, or I thought it would be more in favor of Dillashaw, at least the first round. But, dropping weight, dude, is tough. I remember wrestling, man, back when I was in high school. And that's tough, man, to drop so much weight like that and then put you in a whole different division, a whole different scope. You're having to relearn things. You're having to see things that you don't see at your weight class. So I think there's a lot of variables to what happened. And I think if we looked at that and studied that, I don't know a lot about Dillashaw in terms of his fights in the past. I know who he's won and lost against. And I know the No Love Cody, that two instances where Dillashaw beat the hell out of him twice. But dropping weight class and going to a whole different class, dude, there's a lot of
I don't know if he's fought someone as fast.
Right. Well, and
I wonder if the speed just surprised him.
Sure. Dude. I think the speed was the biggest opportunity that Dillashaw had not seen.
But Dillashaw's fast as fuck too. That's the thing, and that's what he normally surprises other people.
Well, and
it
what
felt
I would
to me
say,
like he got surprised.
And what I would say is whether this deals with speed or not, Dillashaw, so muscle weighs more than fat, right?
Of course.
So Dillashaw had to lose a lot of muscle through this. Now, does that take his speed away? Does that give him more speed? I don't know. But Dillashaw really had some body changes through this, and I would chalk that up to, that might have been the thing that dethroned him in this fight.
I think the thing that Sugar Rashad Evans alluded to on the broadcast was, and I thought it was very, very insightful, was you don't think about when you go down in weight, all of a sudden, you're not only losing weight, but he said you lose a little bit of chin, and he doesn't know why. He doesn't know exactly what occurs, but sometimes when you drop down, and he said he's experienced it as well. And Rashad Evans is a guy that's gone back and forth between divisions, and he said that you just feel really comfortable in one, and then the other one you don't feel as comfortable, and for some reason you just can't take the damage. You can't take as many punches. You can't take the shots that you could have taken if you were heavier. And that really, I think he said that even before the fight. And then when I saw that go down, I was like, damn, that's exactly what happened. It looked like he could not take the shots and survive the shots that he was normally able to take fighting in the bantamweight class.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's the best one of the best bantamweights of all time.
Absolutely.
Or if not the best. So I enjoyed that fight. I thought it was quick, but dude, that was lightning fast. I had not seen anything like that in recent memory. I think I tweeted it out. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy fucking shit. That was like lightning, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was over so fast.
Yeah.
Cejudo was just so quick.
Yeah. And I remember McGregor, was it McGregor against Jose Aldo?
Yeah.
You know
just
how fast
him.
that was?
Caught
But
him.
that was just a catch.
Just caught him.
However, this
was
Cejudo was just like...
Multiple fucking...
He was like...
Jackie Chan'd him, dude. Like
no,
I
was thinking he was like Keanu Reeves from the fucking Matrix, dog.
Right.
Like, that shit was crazy.
It looked like it was sped up.
Yeah.
It was so fast. It was insane. So I did enjoy that aspect of it. I think it was the greatest card. I think it was worthy of being the first ESPN Plus card. And I think they could have done a little more.
It's a little disappointing.
I thought it could have been a little more special. But
yeah. Oh, and FYI, the referee that we were talking about is Mike Beltran.
In the fight?
The Viking skull,
the
death fucking beard.
with the long beard. Okay.
It's tight. Yeah.
Mike Beltran.
Mike Beltran.
I think it's Mike Beltran.
You got it.
Tron.
Adrian
Beltran. Mike Beltran. Mike Beltran. I don't know. Is it Beltran or Beltran?
I don't know. It's it's Beltran.
I know. I'm just. How do you say
Beltran? I'd say Beltran. I don't know. Now you're confusing me.
Is it boutique or boutique?
I think it's boutique.
Anyways,
trying to go to the boutique and get some candy.
All right. So from UFC, let's move on from UFC. Let me see if I have anything more on that. ESPN Plus. I guess let's finish on the future of ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think they come out with some system to do this for bars? This is really going to change the whole fucking pay-per-view game, dude. Or the fight game, the landscape of the fight game. These bars relied on a ton of not only do the bars rely on a ton of revenue from this, bringing patrons in to their spot, having food, drink, whatever.
Yeah.
But the UFC got a ton of revenue and pay-per-view buys from these bars because I don't know if you know this, when you have a bar, you have to pay for every individual fucking TV and it's like
receiver or whatever.
And it's like a commercial amount. So if the pay-per-view is like $69.99, you're paying a commercial amount, you're paying like $150 or $200 and it's per TV.
Wow.
So it's not even it can be insanely expensive depending on a bar, but the bars have always been fine with that because they're getting a ton of people there for that event.
Sure.
They're either charging a cover or they're selling a ton of alcohol and beer and food and drink, so they make their money back there. This is eliminating all that, it feels like, right?
That's how I felt.
Is that what we're witnessing?
Especially walking into that bar. And I'll tell you, I had the mentality like, yeah, I wouldn't have minded going to your house. But remember when I was texting you, I was like, dog, then I got to go get some food. Then we got to go get some beers. And then I'm like, by the time all this happens, because, we put the food together, we get the beers and we start watching. Fuck, man. And I still have to drive to Aurora, which is another fucking 20 miles back from where I'm at. And I'm like, man, I don't see this making sense.
I don't know about 20 miles, but maybe 20 minutes.
Or 20 minutes. Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, 20 minutes that way. It's not 20 miles. But I was like, man, it just doesn't make sense. And I felt, this was the first time that I felt, and I felt bad because I wanted to hang out with both you fools, man. But I felt bad, and I was like, I had to make a decision. And I was like, you know what? The decision is, no, I'm not going to go to Aurora. And that felt shitty because I wanted to hang out with you. But
sometimes, you're just not going to inconvenience yourself.
It just didn't make sense.
Right.
And it was like the first time that I had felt like my lack of planning, even though I was trying to plan, getting there in time, hitting you guys up, letting you know I got everything under control, making sure they're showing the fight. And then to have that plan change and I got to replan something else, like I just felt ill-equipped.
Makes sense.
And that sucked.
So do you think they develop a future, some kind of platform for bars, or you think they just continue along this way?
I would hope so, because I was under the mentality like I was already set up for the bar and I wanted the shitty bar food and I wanted that kind of
this changes your experience with UFC. It sounds
I wanted
like
that experience.
If they don't do this really changes what you do.
Kind of bums me out. I know you like to go home and kind of be comfortable, have the weed. And just,
I don't like watching games at honestly, I don't like watching games or fights at bars. Like I'll go occasionally just to kick it with some homies, like I was gonna do with you guys just to meet up. But it's not my favorite thing. I like to hear the commentary. I like to be locked into the fucking shit. There's a lot of fucks there that don't know what's going on and they're not locked in. They don't care about watching the game. They're trying to talk to me. There's people are. I'm trying to watch, dude. I'm trying to fucking watch. I'm trying to be locked in.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that makes sense for sure. I like to be locked in too. I like to get nerdy with it, especially like my football. I don't go to bars for football, but for UFC fights, I don't know. There's something about going to a bar and being in that element.
I don't think it's really, here's the thing. I'm not gonna speak for you, but I personally don't think it's that special for you. Yeah. I think you're conditioned. You're used to it. Yeah. You're used to what that is. You're used to what's happened.
Sure.
Or how it's gone down. And you're also used to going there because you don't pay for the fight.
Right.
You never wanted to pay for the pay-per-view, so you felt like you were getting a little bit of a value. You felt like, hey, I can go there, I can buy some food, I can fucking get some drinks, have a couple beers, whatever, and watch the fight. And I'm going to spend the same amount of money as I would just by ordering the fight at the pay-per-view, but I'm getting food and everything also.
Right.
A little atmosphere, whatever. I feel like, I don't know that it's, like I said, I can't speak for you, but I feel like it's more you're conditioned and used to it that way than you just love it that way and you have to have it that way. I bet you a year of doing the ESPN Plus at your home, making your own food and all that shit, you'll probably be like, I don't really miss the bar too much anymore.
No.
You may, but I don't think so. I think you're more conditioned.
I think you're right. But remember, I've done a couple UFC fights. Maybe not even just UFC fights. I've done one or two UFC fights at Robin and I's house, and then I've done a couple of boxing matches. And I think you've been to one or two of them. And they were cool, but we had planned. We had some food, we had the drinks, and it was just, that was what we were going to do.
For sure.
Yeah, so I think that's me. But every once in a while, it's cool to kick it at a bar. But you're right, man. You can't hear shit. And sometimes they have other TVs going on with other different things, basketball games, because they had NBA games going on, and I think that was the dominant noise that we heard. But we were kind of in the corner in our own thing, doing our own thing, watching on the phone.
Right.
But it was cool. But yeah,
I think
they'll figure something out with that streaming platform.
It just seems weird that they wouldn't. It seems like weird that the bars wouldn't just be like, yo, this really fucked us over here.
But even if they do, when it's on all mobile platforms now, do people continue to go?
Well, here's my other thing. This is a question I don't even know the answer to. Is this a pointless convo we're having because they're still doing pay-per-view? Has anything come out and said, hey, we're going away from pay-per-view forever?
No.
ESPN Plus is the new home of the UFC, and we're not fucking seen anywhere else?
No. They're just going to mix it up. They're mixing
all
revenue
it is
here.
becoming like the Fox Fight Nights, right?
That's it. It's going to be fight nights, and then you have UFCs.
But now the fight nights aren't free.
Correct.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
So it's the exact same as the fight nights, but now they're not free. You're still getting commercial breaks during the rounds, which you don't like, but they're not doing away from pay-per-view in full.
Right. And I don't see them doing that many title fights. I think this was one of the first ones. I think they had to try to make it as alluring as possible. But I think you're going to see the pay-per-views being saved for the big fights.
So I guess in order to get an answer to our question, we'd have to figure out what the Fox Fight Nights or whatever were doing. How well were they doing at bars?
Right.
Because that's really the equivalent. You're only losing that revenue. Yeah. You're not losing the pay-per-view revenue as a bar. You're losing that revenue. And if you were showing the fights on those nights, were there still a ton of people showing up? Were there not? Was it hit and miss? Was it 50-50? Did it just depend on the card?
Yeah, were they doing big cards? Were they not? Were they just
There's a lot of stuff
cards?
you need to know to be able to get the answer to what we're trying to ask there. I'm glad we talked ourselves through it.
Nice.
Here.
Hey, that's why we save it for the cast.
But if they were cutting out pay-per-view, that would be a huge.
That's different.
That'd be a totally different game. Yeah. We'd be talking about something totally different. All right, let's move along into the NFL stuff for the weekend, man. NFL playoffs. Ton of stuff went down this weekend. Let's start with the first game, the 1:00 game here, Mountain Time, NFC Championship game, Saints Rams. What was your impression of it? Did you enjoy it? Obviously, we're going to get into the missed call at the end, but what did you think overall for the game?
I did enjoy it, and I really enjoyed it as New Orleans had the 2-tutty lead.
Yeah,
going into the half. Is that what it was?
I think it was
going into the half or going.
It was either. I think it was either 10 or 14.
10 or 14, yeah.
Points.
So they had a lead, obviously, and Rams had the goose egg. So New Orleans, I thought, played it pretty well. I really did. Breeze, he took care of the football until, obviously.
It was 13-0 in the first quarter, and then the Rams buttoned it up, and it was 13-10 at half.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought the New Orleans Saints did a pretty good job. I thought Breeze did what they needed to do. Kamara obviously came out of the gates swinging, which we knew he would. But I also thought the secondary of the Rams held Michael Thomas just held him down.
Yep.
I was shocked actually. I thought Thomas would at least, because in DraftKings, what did he end with, like 7 or 8 points?
Something like
if
that.
Yeah.
Low.
So I think the secondary did an incredible job against New Orleans. I was really pumped on that. But obviously Kamara had some luck in there. Breeze did a great job protecting the ball. Sean Payton still calling some weird wild calls with the wild card, and Taysom Hill as an advocate of that. Taysom went out though for a little bit, right, with the concussion protocol.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So, but it wasn't a life altering game by any means. But
I didn't think it was that. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I didn't think it was over the top entertaining, which I was looking more forward to the other one anyway. I told you guys that on the last cast. I wasn't surprised on how well the defense played. I knew it was a Wade Phillips defense. I knew they were going to lock down the weapons of the Rams, but I thought the opportunity for the Saints was going to be the running game, and I was shocked that they weren't able to really get Kamara and Ingram going more to help Breeze out with the play action, to help him relieve some of that pressure.
Did Ingram even play?
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, but it was not good.
I didn't see him in there.
Right.
Yeah, hardly,
he wasn't good.
Nothing.
Kamara didn't do a ton. I felt like they left Alvin Kamara out of the game plan a little bit too much. It seemed like they did that at the beginning, and then they were rolling. They were kind of doing fine. And then it seemed like they kind of got him back involved in the second half, but it wasn't enough, dude. That guy's a Swiss Army knife. He can do so many things for you. Put the game plan in his hand and let's roll. And I just didn't think they did that, man. Michael Thomas is a hit or miss. He can be taken away. But Alvin Kamara is pretty much uncoverable. Yeah. You saw him eating linebackers up for lunch, dude. They showed it multiple times, him just running those wheel routes around out in the flat, running the angle routes up the middle, just eating linebackers on man-to-man coverage, and for some reason they went away from that.
Yeah, that's what got him all his yards.
Right. I do not understand
those 11 receptions that he had. Yeah, for sure.
I just don't understand what happened there. And then we know what happened at the end of the game. Obviously, a huge no call there with Tommy Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
Roby Coleman out there on the coverage. You knew what happened. He blew his assignment. He missed it. He got caught peeking in the backfield. He got caught looking inside the slant. Didn't have his man. And he just hightailed it. He saw the ball was going out to the flat, and he literally just hightailed it as fast as he could and got there before the ball got there, which I think he thought he was going to be way late. Yep. And that's why he smoked him. You know what I mean? Thought he was way late.
Yeah.
And Breeze put some touch on the ball. He got there way early, and it should have been a flag.
Yeah.
Wasn't called. And I think Tommy Lee Lewis did a terrible job of advocating for the flag. As a receiver, when you get blasted like that and you know it's early, you need to jump up, stomp your feet, fucking yell, scream at the ref. You got to do whatever you got to do to make them think twice and to make the other refs think twice, because that's the time they're going to huddle up and throw the flag in the air or drop the flag.
Or how about stay on the ground?
Or how
about stay on the ground, just,
helmet down, grab your head. You got to do some theatrics, man. You got to do more for your team in that situation. I get it. He's a young player, and he's a kick returner. Mm-hmm. So I guarantee the thing he's always taught is get the fuck up, walk off the field. He got smoked there, dude. Like, not only did he get hit early, not only get helmet to helmet, he just got blasted. He could have easily stayed down or jumped up and been like, what the fuck? He could have done either or, and I didn't see him do any of that. He just got up, kind of looked around, and walked off the field. And maybe he was a little groggy. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't have his wits about him. But you got to do everything you can to try to get that call, dude.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Everything you can in that situation.
And Roby Coleman even came out, in the after-game presser and said, hell yeah, that was PI.
Right. But if you got him complaining and then you have Sean Payton running 20 yards down the sideline in the ref's ear, dude, you might get something there. The fact that he didn't advocate at all, I think, really hurt the Saints. It should have been called anyway. It was a bang-bang play. Mm-hmm. Here's what's stupid to me. How are you not, after you guys huddle up and after everyone gets together, how do you still not make the right call? How do you still not say, hey, this is the right call? How, if New York is in the referee's ear, how do they not say, dude, we've seen this 15 times, you got to drop the flag?
Yeah.
Just drop the flag on the field and make the call right. Nobody in their right mind is going to go, you may have some Rams fans that are pissed off, but it's the right call, and they know it's the right call.
Yeah.
It was made on the field. It was made before the other play happened. Yeah, it was delayed. Took them fucking 30 seconds, but they got it right. And that's what matters at the end of the day. Because when you get it right, and the controversy, how long it took, whatever else, it doesn't really fucking matter. The call was made and it was correct, right? Would you have cared if it would have took 30 more seconds?
Not at all.
If another minute maybe?
No.
I wouldn't have cared at all.
You have to make the right call.
I would have been like, oh, fuck, yeah, he missed it on the field, but the ref came in and overruled him. You know what I mean? You just saw it. Now, is it possible that nobody saw the hit? Is it possible that you have 5 officials on the field at any given time, and they're each assigned to different receivers, different parts of the field? Is it possible that he was the only one looking over there? Since he didn't see it, no one else really, they were looking at their own positions. I feel like once Breeze lets the ball go and it's going in the direction, you kind of look off your responsibility and you kind of see what's going on with the play.
That's why you got New York in your ear, though.
But I don't know if that's how it works. I don't have enough. I'm not an official.
Yeah, I just can't argue that because you have New York in your ear as a secondary, as a third, as a fourth, whatever. You've got 5 refs on the field. You've got multiple people watching. You've got live television. You've got New York in your ear.
What's the solution here?
That's a bad miss.
What's the solution in the offseason, or how do they avoid this for the future?
They replays. They bring replays into, so they make these calls somehow where they can question them. So like maybe you can throw a red flag. Actually, you know what? Check this out.
I'm checking it out.
I just found something.
Okay.
NFL will consider making pass interference calls reviewable after the Rams-Saints mess up. So here's what it says. The officiating debacle acknowledged by the NFL at the end of Sunday's NFC title game in New Orleans, which prompted widespread criticism. Now the league is looking at getting everybody together and possibly considering making pass interference calls reviewable.
Is this going to be part of your normal challenges, or how does that work?
That's what I wouldn't know. So to make this happen, obviously they have to get this has to be approved by at least 3/4 of the 32 owners. So there's a lot of things that would have to be approved to make this happen. But how this would work, I don't know. You might know better than I.
Well, that's what I was initially thinking. When I'm in the shower this morning, I'm thinking of different ways on how we can flip this around and what we can do. My initial thought is just throw it in to the ability to be reviewed.
Yeah.
Just let everything be reviewed. Why can we not just let all the plays be reviewed? The coaches can review whatever they want. They still get the same amount of challenges.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing you're doing now, but just allow them to review whatever they want. That seems like the most logical and common sense scenario to me. Just let them review whatever. Any play is reviewable. You still get your allotted amount of challenges. You still get 2 challenges per game. If you use both challenges and you get both correct, you're awarded a third. All the exact same stuff. You just make everything reviewable. Then devil's advocate kicks in. I'm like, well, what's wrong with that? Because I'm trying to think about it on both sides and really do some critical thinking here, which I think is what's going to have to happen to find a solution that makes sense.
Yeah.
And in my critical thinking, I'm like, well, that doesn't really make sense because you got a guy like Bill Belichick who's fucking smarter than everyone. He just is. Let's be real. Yeah. He gets every advantage. He takes advantage of every advantage. He leaves no stone unturned when it comes to a team, from anything from whether you want to call it Spygate shit to the deflated footballs to running off the field. They're showing punt formation or off. They're showing they're going to go for it, and then they run off the field last second. Any gamesmanship you can imagine, Belichick's doing it. He's dissected this game inside and out. He's gone through every fucking process. Like I said, left no stone unturned. From people want to call it the cheating and whatever else. It's because the NFL didn't have rules, so he made them put rules in place. He basically made them put these. He's single-handedly, he's been a thorn in their side because they've had to change a lot of shit because they didn't have systems in place to monitor this. And he's like, well, fuck it. You guys didn't do it. And this goes back to everything from jamming the fucking signal at on the opponent's headset in Foxborough to not putting heaters in the locker room when it's fucking a 2-degree day over there. The visiting locker room, just no heaters when you show up. Everything, dude. He literally takes advantage of every fucking any opportunity to get an advantage. Right. Bill Belichick takes that opportunity.
I would agree.
This is no different. So here's the whole
what
in
was
my
the devil's
theory.
advocate?
The problem is you have a guy like Bill Belichick who, when Todd Gurley busts a 60-yard run here in a couple weeks in the Super Bowl, Bill Belichick's going to throw the flag and challenge it because there has to be holding somewhere.
Yeah.
So he's going to say there was holding. I saw holding. I saw holding on the field.
Yeah.
And the referees are going to go review it. They're going to find holding somewhere.
Yeah.
And they're going to call the play back. And then you're going to have every coach using it in that form.
It's bringing ticky-tacky bullshit.
Does that make sense?
It's bringing ticky-tacky bullshit to the forefront.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That does. Yeah.
That's why you couldn't make everything challengeable.
I think that's a decent argument, but we have to know that these coaches are going to, be in the fact that we're not going to give them, let's say we're not going to give them any more challenges.
No, I don't think they should have more.
They're going to have what they have. But on a 60-yard run,
that's
like
what I'm
you
saying.
said,
It's a game changer, dude.
Fuck, that is a game
Tyreek Hill
changer.
gets behind your secondary and fucking burns you for an 85-yard touchdown.
Yep.
We're challenging that every time. Hey, I saw some holding on the line.
Yeah.
I saw some defensive. And now maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the solution. You have to call a specific, hey, I saw holding on 78. Now they go look at 78 specifically. They don't look at anything else.
Yeah.
And they determine he didn't hold. You know what I mean? That would make it so you really have to see that holding. Because we know in the NFL, you could call holding on every single play. Yeah. Let's be real. You really could.
Hands to the face,
right,
on accident. Dude, that happens all the time.
So that is kind of the hole with the hole in my scenario.
Yeah.
But now that you bring up just the pass interference, maybe they just add pass interference. They don't make everything challengeable, but they just add pass interference to the ability to challenge.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the solution. If you guys have a better one, leave it in the YouTube comments below. We will get to your comments from the last podcast here in a little bit. We'll probably kind of get to that near the end of the show, kind of wrap up the show with that. But basically what I would say, there's got to be something done. We can't just get away with this. Whether it's you don't do anything with the coaches get no more control, everything stays the same way it is, or you go into a scenario or everything stays the same way it is, and you have the New York having more control in the ref's ear and saying, hey, this is what the fuck happened. I don't care what you saw. We're getting it right.
Yeah.
Or you do something with the coaches. Maybe you give them an opportunity in some way, kind of similar to what we talked about. But there has to be something has to be done.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
I think
we have to get this right.
That's where we agree. Now we go to the second game. Chiefs-Patriots. Controversy in that one as well. Not as bad. Not as egregious, in my opinion. Not as game-changing. What do you think?
Let's start with some of the good. So the Patriots obviously deserve the win. I wish Mahomes would have had a chance in overtime. I wish he would have had a chance to come out on the field and do his thing and see what happens. But we know that the Patriots, the game time management was phenomenal. It always is, and it always will be with the Patriots. And Brady leading at the helm. Look at their third down conversions, dog. Dude, look at that whole run where Brady, every fucking third down, made it happen. Where it was Edelman, whether it was Gronk. Dude, I have never seen so many critical third downs converted. It was amazing.
Do you credit the Patriots on that, or you more give that to the Chiefs' defense being so shitty?
I give it to both.
31st in the league.
I give it to both on that, but
I told you on Thursday they were going to run the ball. I said that the Chiefs are terrible against the run.
Yep.
I thought the Colts were going to take advantage of the run game. The way they did in the wild card game, how much they ran the ball in the wild card game, and how they just carved up the run, and then they come in and the Arrowhead, and all of a sudden they can't run the ball. I was very confused by that.
Yeah, Kansas City shut down fucking Marlon Mack on an offensive line that is pretty fucking good.
I think it was a little bit of a combo. Kansas City started scoring points, and so they had to kind of abandon the run there.
Sure.
But that's the thing New England didn't do. They were not going to abandon the run because they knew the run is what kept Mahomes off the field. That's what kept the Chiefs from scoring. That was the whole game plan.
Time management.
Yeah, of course.
I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Belichick already knew. He knew exactly what they were going to do. He knew what he had to do. And the thing is, even if he was wrong, he would have fucking changed it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, let's dabble, let's play, let's stick our fucking feet in the water just a tad bit. Let's give it a feel. This motherfucker knows how to adjust, and he is arguably the best adjustment coach of all time.
Well, not only on defense either.
No.
He does it on offense as well. Both sides
absolutely.
of the ball. And obviously you have a coach on the field in Tom Brady, so it's a lot easier on offense there.
Yep.
But here's what I guess the big mistakes from Kansas City, if you ask me, they did not. I get that Belichick and the defense, they shut down your best player. We know that. They take away Kelsey. They take away Tyreek Hill. I don't think they really took away Tyreek Hill. I think they took him away maybe in the beginning.
Yeah.
But Tyreek Hill is a guy you can't take away. He's kind of like Alvin Kamara, dude. He's just
that Swiss Army knife.
He's matchup proof. Yeah, they were doubling him, but you saw on the deep ball he caught, it was one-on-one coverage. Who got the corner got smoked, and then it was safety help over the top, and he got beat to the sideline. So even if you're double covering him, the guy is still uncoverable. And the fact that the Chiefs got scared and went away from Tyreek Hill the rest of the game, he was targeted 3 times, caught 1 ball.
Yeah.
That's inexcusable. You don't give it to him on any jet sweeps. You don't test the defense at all and test his speed and see if they can keep up, especially in that cold. That's bad. That's bad by Andy Reid. That's bad by whoever's calling the plays over there for the Chiefs. That's bad by Patrick Mahomes not saying, hey, let me get number 10 the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is our guy. I mean, it's you can talk about taking away Travis Kelce because that's possible. Yeah. That's doable. Having him run his inside routes, having him run routes up the seam, you can take away a tight end. Mm-hmm. We see that all the time by the Patriots. They take away your best player. A lot of times it's a tight end.
Yeah.
There's no way to take away Tyreek Hill. The Patriots did a good job of probably covering him and neutralizing him, but there's no way you can't tell me that he was just blanketed all day and there was no way, there was nowhere to go with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, not possible.
I don't see that. They just didn't use him enough. They did not get him going, and I think, dude, he's too fucking fast. The guy's matchup proof.
Yeah.
I don't even have anything more to say on it.
We didn't even have any Wildcat from Tyreek. Like he's been.
Right.
They've had success with that.
Dude,
nothing.
That was stupid, in my opinion. They don't have one guy on that Patriots defense that could keep up with him. They don't have 2 guys that can keep up with him. Yeah, just shitty, bro. Let's be real. Bad job by the Chiefs. We saw it in the first half. I think, did they have 0 at halftime or they have 7? Were they shut out?
I think they had 7.
Or was it 14-7? It might have been 14-7.5. But anyway, yeah. No, it was 14-0.
14-0.
14-0 at half.
14-0.
So you saw that they came out and scored 31 in the second half. Let's give credit where credit's due. But if you get a mediocre performance in the first half, if you get 10 points in the first half, you probably win that game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The fact that the offense was just stymied and they couldn't move the ball at all in the first half was really disappointing, especially at home. You can't have that in a championship game. Now, I get that people want to blame the pass interference call that wasn't a pass, or the roughing the passer call that wasn't a roughing the passer call.
The little slap on the chest.
Yep. Yeah. I get you guys want to blame that, but I can also go, okay, 2 plays later, Gronk has a ball skip off of his fucking hands and your guy Chris Jones lines up off sides. You know what I mean? Like, you guys beat yourselves there too. I mean, there was multiple opportunities for you to end that game, for you to get in a position to end that game, and you didn't take advantage. Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
The offsides call, that I think that was the nail in the coffin.
Dude, that's crazy because that ball skipped off Gronk's hands for a pick, and right after that play, I was like, dude, Gronk looked so unathletic on that play. I didn't know if it was possible for him to look worse than the Miracle in Miami when he was trying to make a tackle. Yeah. But in week 14 or whatever. But dude, last night when he like jumped up so unathletically and it skipped off of his hands, it literally looked like Andy Reid from the punt, pass, and kick competition. You ever seen that photo of him in the punt, pass, and kick where he's like 6'5", dude, and all these kids are fucking 4th graders, 5th graders. You haven't seen that photo? No. They've showed that in Monday Night Football multiple times. Really? Anyways, Andy Reid's in this punt, pass, and kick competition in the 70s. Okay. He's like 14, dude, and he's fucking like 6'5", just towering over everyone, boots the ball farther, just smokes everybody. Totally. But it literally looked like fat, unathletic Andy Reid out there trying to catch the ball, and it just skipped off, and he just kind of turned around, and it just looks the most unathletic play I've ever seen from Gronk is what it looked like. Yeah. Worse than the Miami Miracle or whatever. Worse than any of that, dude. It looked so bad, and I was like, that's it. He's done. It picked off. It was done. I was like, Gronk's fucking done, dude. That was the worst. That was awful. Yeah. I get it's cold, but fuck, dude. You looked so unathletic there. Then they call the penalty comes. They call it back, give the Patriots a first down. Yeah. Because of the offsides call. And Brady fucking gets Gronk one-on-one the next play. Hits him up top down the sideline
Easy.
At the top of the screen. And I'm like, and my uncle's like just fucking dogging me, because I'm kicking with the fam. My uncle's like, I thought you said he was done. He's fucking just starts burying me, because I'm like dog cussing Gronk on how shitty he looked on the last play.
Yeah, the previous
then
play.
He goes up and I'm like, let's be real. Like, it was cool. It was a cool catch, but let's be real. I go, look at the replay. Gronk literally elevated about this far off the ground. He literally got off the ground about 2 inches. It's just the fact that the guy is 6'7". You know what I mean? Like,
he's got concrete in the feet.
He out jumped a 5'10" DB.
Yeah.
It's not that impressive. It's
Big
not like
deal.
he went up and elevated over 3 guys.
Yeah.
He got up and made a nice catch.
It's a matter of size.
Right.
That's it.
But he was fucking dogging me like, oh, Gronk's not done.
It's a matter of
I was
size.
like, oh my God, he's so done. Stop it.
How about this?
Go ahead.
Because this is what you do.
Yeah.
You know, you've been in the commentating business. You've had your own shows. We're doing the podcast. How about Tony Romo's fucking great play call? Holy dude, every call, everything. He was so on point with everything. God damn, like usually he's not. When he first started, he wasn't very fun watching. I had fun watching last night.
I think you and everybody else in the world fucking loved Tony Romo and enjoyed it. I thought it was
he did
awful.
fantastic.
I hated it.
Really?
I hated everything. And honestly, it's not that his football acumen. It's not his knowledge. It's not that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Sure.
But
because that's what I want to celebrate.
But all you fucks that are talking about on Twitter, this is the CBS. I saw multiple. I probably saw hundreds of tweets praising Tony Romo for his coverage and what he did, including celebrities, non-celebrities, just football fans, whatever. Then I also saw a bunch of tweets like CBS took a big time gamble on Tony Romo, throwing Phil Simms out and putting Tony Romo in the number one commentating team with Jim Nantz, and this is definitely the best duo in football and all stuff. I'm like, no fucking way. You guys are high. There's no way that I would rather hear Jim Nantz and Tony Romo over Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. I think Collinsworth is 100% better on the fucking play-by-play. I don't like descriptive telling you what's going to happen on the next play. That's my personal preference.
Then you wouldn't like Tony Romo, and that makes sense.
I fucking hate it.
Because I love Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels for sure way better as just commentators. But the validity to this was the Romo's uncanny skill of just calling this and knowing, and just his football acumen. It was cool to see that. I thought it was a cool part to be a part of that.
It's unique because we haven't really had someone in the booth doing that before.
And I think that's why he's being celebrated. Is it early? Is it for right reason? Is it for wrong reason? I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool.
I personally don't enjoy it, and I think the funny thing about this is nothing new. Like, are you guys just fucking waking up? Did you guys just push the unmute button and start listening? Like, go to YouTube right now and type in Tony Romo commentating, and the first video that pops up is a highlight video from last year and him calling plays. I bet you this is a run with Derrick Henry off the left side. I bet you, Jim, watch. And then all of a sudden it's a run off the left side with Henry, and Jim Nantz goes, well, I guess I would have lost my money there. Henry around the left side for 5. And dude, I'm dead serious. This is not fucking new. Yeah. So the fact that it's just hilarious to me that someone had an opinion on this and then everyone just jumped on the bandwagon and was like, and made that their opinion too. For me, I don't like that kind of sports commentating. I don't like the predictive fucking before the play happens. I just don't like that.
And I can understand that.
That's just me personally. It's not my cup of tea. Yeah. Number 2, I hate his voice. I hate the yelling. I hate that every play is the most excited play.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Al Michaels, dude, is he fucking is even keel. He's down the line. And then when it's time to get excited and he lets you know it's fucking big time here and this is time to get excited. Same thing with Collinsworth. Oh, Romo, every single play is the biggest thing. Watch what they did right here, Jim. Watch the backside. The linemen are pulling around. They cut the backside linebacker, but the referee didn't see it. That should have been a penalty, but that's not the genius of this play by Bill Belichick. Look what they do right here. Watch the motion. It fucking kills me, dude. I'm so annoyed. I'm sorry for screaming in your guys' ear just now. I should have backed up from the mic, but that's what Tony Romo does to me on the fucking daily. In a broadcast. So everyone that's praising him, that's fine. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. We just enjoy different shit. Yeah. I don't enjoy being yelled at during the game, and I don't enjoy fucking being hinted on what's going to happen. I just want to watch the game.
I'm going back to your fucking impersonation. It was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm speechless over here.
That's exactly what happens every fucking Sunday.
And that's why I like it. Because I liked your impersonation. It was fucking spot on.
It's so bad, dude.
Oh, my God.
It's so bad. Great. Just take a look up at the top of the screen, Jim, especially when the replay comes in. I was like, oh, fuck. Every play, he just yells too much. Yeah. Every play is not that important. Yeah. Every play is not. He literally acts like every play is the last 4th down of a game-winning drive.
Yeah, for sure. Last 2 minutes of a game.
It's like, guy, just fucking back off the gas a little. Jesus.
Well, his first, AFC
God, I should put some sound of Tony Romo yelling.
Yeah. His first AFC championship game. He's going to call. Is he calling the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's on CBS, dude. So it's Romo and fucking Nantz. And I just get an interview this morning from like BuzzFeed or someone, or not an interview, a notification that has an article about, why Tony Romo calling the game yesterday is just the beginning. We get him in the Super Bowl too, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, fucking great, yay! Like for me, I love when the Super Bowl's on NBC. I think that's the best fucking coverage. But which will be next year because last year was on Fox.
Yeah,
and it rotates between the three networks: Fox, NBC, and CBS. ESPN, ABC, they're not in on that because they have college football. They also have the NBA Finals. So, you know what I mean?
I think, I think for me, his ability just to drop the high-level X's and O's analysis, I think is enlightening to me, and I really enjoy that. His overexcitement can be a little much, for sure. It's a little draining. It's a little like, okay, like, it's almost like saying... I'm trying to think of a good comparison here, but he's so one-sided that when there's downtime, it's like there's no balance, and I think too much of it is too hard to listen to of that much excitement the whole fucking game. And I get, but
it's all preference, dude. I'm not hating on anyone that does like him. I'm giving you my opinion and the reasons why I do not like that style of commentary.
I just love his high level of X's and O's analysis. I think it's great for me as a viewer, as a watcher, and that's what I'm entertained so much. And sure, his excitement, I can get on board with that, our passion, but doing it the right way or doing it the way that is best for you, I can understand as well.
The other thing you mentioned, balance. I think there's also a lack of balance when it comes to offense and defense. When you're watching a game and Tony Romo's he's strictly commentating on the offense pretty much. You know what I mean? He's literally breaking down offense. It's never any defensive analysis. It's never anything from the defensive side. Like, watch what the linebackers are doing here. They put a spy on this guy. It's never really that. It's always offensive. It's always... So I think there's a little bit of a lack in balance there. As well. And maybe you might get that with some defensive minded color guys. If you have a guy in there that used to coach defense and now he's doing color or play-by-play, he may lean more to the defensive side. I'm not saying that he's the only one that does that, but those are just some subtle things that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to Tony Romo and his commentating.
Yeah. Well, and you know what I also like about it? With Tony Romo and Jim Nantz, when it was Jim Nantz and Phil Simms, what a dog shit show.
What do you mean?
I hate Phil Simms. I'm just a Phil Simms hater. I don't like his analysis. I think he uses too much of his own ego with his commentating, and I think he also is. I think he brings too much opinion of his own into his commentating, and I think it's too biased. Yeah. And I don't like fucking Phil Simms. And of course, obviously he's a big fucking Broncos hater because obviously we cut his fucking son because his son was dog shit and we should have. So I think he's biased and he brought that into his commentating. He's biased against the Broncos. I'm just not a Phil Simms fan. So Tony Romo is a fucking, is a peach in my opinion.
Can we, just to wrap up kind of this NFL combo and stuff here, can we agree, guys? Can we just agree that yes, there were some bad calls. Yes, there were missed calls. Yeah. No one had any intent. These refs didn't go into the game like, I'm going to fuck the Saints over. I'm going to fuck the Chiefs over. No, it wasn't coming down from Vegas. It wasn't coming down from Roger Goodell.
The Mafia.
That these are the teams we need to see. Yeah. Yes, they made bad calls. No, the fix was not in. Like, let's just can we put all that crying to bed? Any Saints fans, any Chiefs fans that are crying, calling it the league and conspiracy for the Patriots and all that stuff. If anything, the league, in my opinion, would have wanted the Rams and the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl. You know why? That would be the most viewed Super Bowl of all time because we just had a 51-48 fucking shootout between the Chiefs and the Rams in Week 6. We already know what we're going to get from those teams, and who wouldn't want to see that rematch, especially the NFL? That's the direction. If we're talking about fixes are in, that's the direction you'd want the NFL to go. Yeah. Not the Patriots. That's not good for ratings. There's already a ton of people on social media that said they're not going to tune in or they're going to skip this year because the Patriots are back and they're fucking sick of it and they're annoyed or whatever the case may be.
Good. Fucking tell them to take their L on the way out.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I think the fans of the Chiefs and Saints that are saying it's collusion, instead of saying the league or the mafia or the whatever is involved. Guys, let's be real. No one has that kind of pull. No one's doing that. And this isn't what the league would have wanted. The league would have wanted Rams Chiefs, dude. Yeah. That would have been the fucking... That honestly, before the games yesterday, if you would have asked the marketing department, Roger Goodell, anyone, that would have been... I guarantee you that was the consensus. Chiefs, Rams, you want that Week 6 rematch from the Coliseum, the Super Showdown that was supposed to be in Mexico that got moved to LA, and you had the fires and all that stuff going on. There's so many storylines there. 2 young quarterbacks, the future of the league.
Yeah.
Not another fucking old man, another Patriots Super Bowl back there for Brady. Who the fuck wants to see that? Nobody. Not especially the league. So the fact that, you want to bring up the conspiracy theories and there's all this collusion against your team, fucking stop. You're being emotional. Just fucking stop. Yeah, there was some bad calls. Yeah, there was some stuff that went on. But it wasn't no one's colluding against. It wasn't thought about before. It wasn't predetermined. It wasn't, we need to make sure these teams go. It wasn't any of that, guys. Just knock it off. It sounds stupid. Plus, not only that, but the take is tired as fuck. That's worse than Colin Cowherd's take yesterday on Twitter saying that Brady is now solidified as a top 10 quarterback.
10 quarterback of all time.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
I fucking retweeted it. I said, oh, sweet, hot take, dude. Fucking super hot.
Hot take. Can I expect this on your show?
Yeah. Fucking way to go out on a limb there. Brady's top 10.
Yeah.
Whoa.
God,
fuck.
Get out of here.
Brady, way to go out on a limb. Anyway, that kind of wraps up the NFL convo. I don't really have too much more on that. Heaters update. Let's see how we turned out. I haven't even looked at the heaters at all. Have you?
Yeah. I know that I won 2. I went 2 for 3.
All right. So you went. Wait. What did you win here?
Well, let me tell you the one I didn't win. I took New Orleans.
Yeah.
Obviously lost that one. And I won we both won.
You went over, right?
We both won the over.
For some reason, I thought you were going under.
No.
And I think it was because the week before, I have over written in here with me.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe I wrote it down wrong when I looked at it yesterday.
Yeah. We both took the over, and then I took the Patriots.
Because I thought you were throwing out scores, and you were like, this is what I think it's going to be a 51-point game or some bullshit.
No, because I said 27. I said what 27-31 or something like that, and we agreed that was still 58. And you're like, Dallas, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, you're still fucking over. That's still a high scoring game, Dallas. And I'm like, well, in comparison to their fucking 83 points that they combined,
right?
It's not near.
That's what it was. Okay.
I still took the over.
All right, so you got 2 dubs there. Yeah. So that's going to put you at 31.
So I should be 4 games over 500.
So it's going to put you at 31 and 28, 3 games.
3 games, yep. Oh, yeah, because I had the L. You're right.
Yeah.
I had the
L. Mm-hmm. Me, I had the L on the Saints as well.
You went 1 for 3, yeah?
Yep, I had the L on the Chiefs, which, like I told you guys, that was purely...
hedge bets.
Hedge bets, exactly. So I'm going to add 1 more. I'm going to be 27. I'm going to add 2 losses to my shit. That's going to put me at 30. And I still got the 2 pushes. So 27, 30, and 2, 31, and 28 for Dallas. Whipping my ass on the year. And hopefully making some money. If anyone's taking Dallas's bets, he's actually in the positive, which is nice. Where am I going? Oh, DK. DK tournament.
DK's another story. Fuck DK.
How did DK go for you?
Yeah, I was in the fucking basement.
Again?
Yeah.
Dude, it's been rough for you lately.
Lately it has.
So here's another thing I want to throw out as I'm pulling up the DK results. Here's a question I want to throw out to you guys for the comments this week. And we got a little bit to decide, but I would like to have this tournament up fairly quickly. I would just like to give people the maximum amount of time to get in. And if I can start the tournament the next cast, and I can get risky with it, I can put more entries. Mm-hmm. But the only problem is if we don't hit a minimum of the amount of entries I'm setting, then it's not going to run at all. And I don't know if I want to risk that for the Super Bowl. So I may stick to 20. I'm still deciding, but here's what I would like to do. I'd like to propose to you guys. I was thinking about this earlier. The homie Pena hit me up and was like, asked me about it as well. But we are already thinking the same thing. What do you guys think about doing $10 for the Super Bowl? It's a little bit different format because there's only 1 game, so it's captain mode. If you're unfamiliar with captain mode, you can only pick 6 players, one of them being a captain, and that captain, you have to pay 1.5 times his salary, so you have to pay more for him, but he also gets you 1.5 times points. Mm-hmm. So you really want to strategize there. Also, the amount of money that you pay for each player is different because there's only 1 game, so you're only choosing between 2 teams, and there's only 6 players. So that's how that's going to work. What do you guys think about doing $10 for that one instead of $5 because it's the Super Bowl? Up in the ante a little bit. What do you guys think there? Give me your thoughts in the YouTube comments below. The homie Fortuna came through. The big tuna, Jeff Fortuna, a longtime listener, supporter of the podcast and the channel, came through with his dub, took first. And, there it is. Cool. I took 7th. I was like middle of the road, 130 points. Jeff took it down with 155. Dal, dead last with Pena right in front of you.
Yeah. I was into the road, no boys to men.
102 for you and 107 for Pena. You guys really shit the bed there.
Yeah.
The homie Black Prez coming in with 118. Not that good. Damn. Dude, E. Motley, though, I thought he was about to take it down again. That fool's been on a heater.
He
I was about to fucking have
picks.
to block that fucking guy from the league. Jesus. No, I was playing. But congrats to Fortuna. He took down the tourney, got the prize money, $72, 155 points. Motley took second with 151. But as you know, nothing else matters in this league except first.
Right.
I'm interested to go back after next week and look at the standings. Maybe I'll do that on Thursday. We'll look at the standings and see where we're at for the whole year. Because I think I'm at the top, or I was at the top, and Fortuna was like closing on me. And now with this win, he might have passed me, dude. Because I haven't had a win at all lately, but I've taken a bunch of seconds.
Yeah. With
seconds and thirds.
Fortuna at the helm now, it's semisonic closing time for you.
Is it?
Yeah.
One more game to go?
Oh, yeah.
What if I take down the Super?
You could do it then.
What if I take down the Super?
Dang.
There we go.
Might be.
All right, let's move on. So congrats to Jeff Fortuna, DraftKings tournament. Took it down. Let me know what you guys think on the $10 instead of the $5, upping the ante a little bit.
Yeah. You're welcome for my 5, everybody, in the basement. Hope my 5 tasted good, Fortuna.
We're fuck, dude. Surprisingly, we're running out of time. We're at 153 already, so we got to kind of fly through sneakers and then YouTube comments, and we're gonna kind of end it. We're pressed. I know. It's crazy.
We've gone this far, and we haven't even had a Springsteen joke.
I was gonna hit him earlier, but why is this not your ringtone?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't even hear it. That's tight. Remember that one time you came to a show and didn't? I've actually heard it because remember I was editing the show and I heard you push the button 6 times last show. I heard it.
You were the reason I gave you the thumbs down on the YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, JJ's been thumbs downing our YouTube.
We got 2 of them this week.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we did.
After no thumbs down last week?
Yeah.
They came back strong with the deuce?
Yeah, it must have been thumbs down weekend for sure.
That's fine. Did the podcast really deserve any thumbs down?
How about no?
I agree. Sneakers.
Sneakers, what do we got, man? What do we got? What do you got on feet today?
I'm rocking the I forgot what I was rocking. Acronym Prestos, the Volt colorway.
The Volt, the ones we picked up at Bait.
Yep.
We hate Bait, by the way.
Exactly.
So fuck you, Bait. Just wanted to, they're definitely not sponsored by the podcast, so fuck you, Bait.
What are you rocking there?
I've got what do I have on today? I've got the Off-White Vapor Maxes. I took off the red fucking tag. It just gets in the way of these Vapor Maxes. It clanks and banks too much on that, man.
I think you have it too loose. If you tighten it up a little bit. And
is that what I need?
I tightened it up a little bit and I have it through a couple different instead of just one lace. I have it like through a few of them and I have it kind of laying down the side and it lays a little cleaner. But you got to unlace the whole shoe to do that.
Can I get a lacing tutorial on YouTube for that?
Please. You and everybody else hitting me about YouTube videos, please. Jeez.
Sounds good. All right, so let me tell you something about these, about Vapor Maxes, not just these Off-Whites. Something I
Wait, you're talking about these? Or are you talking about something new Vapor Max?
No, these.
No, so before, we're not even really getting into fucking releases yet.
No.
You're just talking about those personally.
Let me just talk about my on feets today. So, I haven't wore Vapor Max for quite some time, right? I just you know what? I'll wear those today. I'm not fucking shifting.
I almost wore the white ones, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not shifting gears anymore, right? I don't have a fucking manual transmission. I have an automatic transmission. So now I'm not fucking dragging boost while I'm shifting, and it's not awkward putting like Vapor Max on a clutch.
Oh.
That's so fucking awkward, dude.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah,
I don't have a stick, so.
It's really awkward. So I was like, you know what? I got the 4Runner today. I'm pumped. Let me get some cool shoes on.
You got the auto. It's a little different.
The Automatic now. So I was like, let me get some cool shoes on, man, that I wouldn't usually drive when I have a clutch. So I got the Vapor Max, and I haven't worn a Vapor Max for so long. I forget what the air bubbles feel like, that kind of thing. As I'm walking through our tile, and then we have laminate floor, and then we have carpet. We have a bunch of different situations in the house, right? And Robin's sleeping. So as I'm walking on the laminate floors and I'm walking on the tile, dude, it sounds like I'm fucking wearing high heels, dog, in the house. What the fuck
I know what you're talking about.
is up with that?
That's just how they are.
And they're a little squeaky on certain surfaces as well, which is weird. So, I'm feeling a little weird, and she's like, hey, what shoes do you have on? Because, dude, it's even slower when she's tired like that. What shoes do you have on?
Is this from the bed?
Yeah, it's just from the bed as I'm walking into the bedroom to say goodbye,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, I got the Vapor Max. And she's like, oh. She didn't have anything else to say about it, but I knew what it was because I was trying to fucking walk like on the tippy toes, like you ain't trying to walk, when you get home late, curfew and your parents, you're going to get fucked up.
She low-key probably thought you were stealing her shoes. She's like, Dallas, why are you stealing my high heels?
Dallas.
Why are you cross-dressing?
Why do you have my wedges on?
Exactly.
She thought
for sure.
JJ, you know about wedges?
Yeah, I know what they are.
Nice. All right.
All right, JJ. Hey, thanks for your feedback today, man.
Yeah, of course.
As you were.
Anytime.
So check it out. So I'm feeling a little weird. I'm like, damn, it sounds like I'm wearing high heels.
Yeah.
And then I come in to work and I'm like, before the podcast, I'm like, dude, I could take a leak real quick. And then I can kind of hear it on this floor too. And I'm like, Doug, Vapor Maxes remind me of like wearing high heels or wedges. And you're like, oh, hey, man, fucking save it for the cast, dog. And I'm like, all right, cool. But what I wanted to say was...
You never said that this morning. You were just like, I don't know how I'm feeling about these Vapor Max. I was like, oh, really? Save it for the cast. That was about it.
That's fair. But yeah, I feel like they're high heels. I feel like, I'm a little taller with them. I feel like I'm walking on certain parts of heels or wedges. I've never walked in those, but I feel like it could be kind of the same thing. I know they're fucking super uncomfortable, right? And like they're big old calf mixer. So if you want to get your calves big, I guess you wear high heels. But they just feel weird walking on Vapor Maxes. I just don't know if I like them. So I wanted to share that. If you
so you're not are you selling those? Are you out on them? Or what are you doing here?
I don't know.
What are you announcing on the cast here?
I think I might sell them.
No, you're not.
I think I might get rid of these.
Officially, or you think?
I love the look of them, especially since I got the black laces in them, dog. I think they look super cool.
You don't have the black laces in them. You have the blue laces.
Oh, no, I do have the blue laces. Yeah, you're right.
I think they look super cool.
That must be.
But I like the blue laces better. I actually put the blue in mine, and I have the blue in my white pair.
I think the blue and the white pair look so good.
Yeah.
For sure. But I don't know. I might be out on Vapor Maxes, so I'm going to wear them for the rest of the day, kind of see what happens. Robin and I are going to do some shopping.
Just because they're noisy?
Yeah, noisy, and they do feel weird walking on. I don't remember them feeling like this way, so I feel like, you know what it was this morning? Walking out in the snow, in the ice.
Interesting.
Vapor Maxes are fucking weird. Like, I feel like there is because there's little traction pads on these actual bubbles, but dude, I felt like on the ice, anything could happen.
So let me be clear about this. Let me understand what you're saying.
I felt like I might have died.
You're ready to sell your Off-White Vapor Max because they're a little bit noisy and you don't like the way they feel on snow and ice.
Yeah, and they're not that comfortable. It feels weird. Your foot just feels weird.
You own a lot of shoes that aren't that comfortable though.
Not a lot.
You own some other pairs that you wear that aren't that comfortable.
Dude, I'm Boost heavy. How is my shit uncomfortable?
I don't know. The EQTs were eating up your fucking ankle.
Well, those are blister joints. It still felt good and supported. I was my fucking ankle bone was just cradled, over and above what it should have been.
Are you
That's all.
so?
Those yet,
I did sell those.
Are you serious about selling these, or are you still thinking?
I'm still thinking.
Okay.
Like I said, I got to go through the rest of the day and see if everything validates.
You wearing those to work? Oh, you're off today.
I don't
That's
work
right.
today, dude. Hey. It's a respectable day, man. I got to take MLK Day off.
Nice.
Okay,
That's good.
I got to support, but
I don't have that luxury.
But I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna see how they go for the rest of the day. But on the ice and snow, and there wasn't a lot of snow, but it's this hard packed shit that's left, obviously in the shadows because we had such great weather the last couple of days, and I think it's gonna get up to 50 today. But yeah, they feel fucking weird on ice. So okay, Dallas, great. So wear it as a summer shoe. I don't know. They're just not comfortable. I don't remember them being like this, but maybe that's just because I've been on Boost for so fucking long.
I said that in the beginning with Vapor Max. I didn't think they were. I didn't really like them for anything more than running.
Yeah,
I thought they were a great running shoe.
Yeah.
I still have my triple black pair that I run in with the Flyknit.
Yeah.
I have both Off-White pairs, and I just wear those casually. So I don't really I don't care too much about comfort or anything because I'm wearing them casually. I'm sitting down. It's just a super casual thing. I'm not wearing them to the Great American Brew Fest where I'm walking around all day, where I'm doing tons of standing. I'm not trying to tippy toe out around the crib and sneak out the fucking or sneak out the crib with my parents, not get busted. So the noise, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. And sometimes that happens even with my new pairs of Ultra Boost. They're just squeaky as fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
they're sticky. Like that stickiness that makes that.
Yep, off the floor. Vapor Max, kind of the same thing. It's just a kind of sound, but doesn't for me. Whatever, man. I don't have too much of an issue with it. If you want to sell your pair, do you boo boo?
All right. So let me start off with some actual sneakers. So official look at the Adidas Ultra Boost, in quotes, celebrating black culture, release soon. These images all came out on Twitter yesterday. Have you seen this shoe? It looks like an uncaged Ultra Boost.
Say it again.
Okay, it's the official look at the Adidas Ultra Boost, celebrating black culture.
I saw it on Twitter. I saw there was an uprising about it, and I knew you'd tell me all about it.
You bet. So
let me know. I just seen the shoe. It looks like a Soul Box.
It looks like a Soul Box fucking uncaged, right? Which I love that look, and I like this shoe, and I'm gonna be clear about it. I like this shoe because I couldn't afford the full Soul Box. And it wasn't that I couldn't afford it, but I didn't want to pay that much. So this shoe comes out and I'm like, oh yeah, but I didn't read that it was celebrating black culture. This shoe comes out, and I'm like, oh, man, that shoe looks pretty good. I even tweeted, I'm like, oh, I might fucks with this, right? But the problem with this shoe is, and I think you'll know, where's the black culture celebration at? In a white cream shoe with a black outsole.
That's what I saw. Everyone was kind of,
Yeah.
it didn't make sense to me when I saw it either. I was kind of confused, but I thought maybe it was something I wasn't reading or something, you just couldn't get from pictures. I didn't do enough to, dive into it. So
Now,
there isn't anything?
The only thing on the shoe is the insole, and it does say CBC, Celebrating Black Culture.
Okay.
And it looks like a basketball on the insole. Now, I couldn't get a defined look on that, but it does say CBC on that, which does relate to this Celebrating Black Culture. But in terms of like the creams, the whites, and the only thing black on this shoe is the outsole, I just don't understand kind of where the relevance is. I feel like, this is something we've talked about a long time, where Nike, again, with the marketing, the PR, just ahead of the game, doing big things. Is this Adidas just dropping the ball, not fucking paying attention? Is this something that just fell through the cracks with their marketing and PR? What is your take on that, based off of what I've seen and the little that has to do, in theory, with black culture, according to the design of the shoe?
It just doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. When I
agree.
look at that shoe, I feel like if you're going to do a shoe that commemorates something as important as this, if you're going to, something as important as black culture and everything that black culture has given to sneakers, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. The sneaker game comes from black culture. You know what I mean? Like that's what a lot of our fashion comes from black culture. You know what I mean?
Sure.
There's so many things. So if you're going to make a fucking shoe to celebrate that, this is just another fail by Adidas to start the fucking year. And we talked about so many failures.
Exactly where I'm at.
It's just,
That's my take.
If you're going to make a shoe like that and I can't look at that shoe and either think, number one, that looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
That looks unique. That must be different in some way.
Yeah.
Number one, if I don't think any of those things, and number two, if I don't see that it actually celebrates black culture in some way by looking at the shoe, how can I get behind that? How can I be happy about that? And I'm a fucking white man. You know what I mean? I'm an Italian guy. So how do you? I can't imagine how disappointed black people are with Adidas on it. I just be the CBC, and I don't know. Are they just out of time? I don't think it's purposeful, obviously. Right. I mean, Adidas is not, I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but are they just not, they don't have their fucking head screwed on straight? Mm-hmm. I don't understand how that gets through all the people at the marketing department of Adidas, and everyone agrees, this is the black culture release. Right. You know what I mean? This is the one we should use to celebrate black culture. Just stamp CBC on the insole, make the shoe all white and call it good. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Right. Something doesn't vibe.
Well, and I read into Twitter just a little bit on this. So the homie Kano.
Yeah.
That we've tweeted, and he's been a fan of us, and he said he was a fan of the channel. So I got into it with him a little bit, just trying to figure this out. And I will tell you, he believes, yes, this was one of those things that fell through the cracks. And if we look at anything, do you even know what last year's release was with Adidas with celebrating black culture?
No.
They did an Audi Zero pair that I actually bought, and I didn't know that it had anything to do with black history. And I had the pair, and I sold them. Do you remember that pair?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It was an Audi Zero, and you've looked at getting some of the Audi Zero, the parlays. But this guy,
AM4LAs, yeah.
This is the Audi Zero LTD but they called it multicolor. They didn't call it black history.
Wow.
They didn't call it a BHM. They didn't call it black history culture. And Kano
or
came
Black
out,
History Month didn't have any
nothing.
Was there no CBC? Nothing was stamped inside.
No
nothing.
promotions, no nothing. They had a red and a green insole on both, which separated it. They had the obviously red and green laces, and then they had the outsoles that were red and green. So that makes sense because a lot of the BHM stuff that released last year with the equality that they had, like the LeBrons, the Kyries, they all had these kind of same colors. So Adidas obviously was following true with what everybody else was doing. But in no way did they have a campaign. Did they have any marketing? I didn't even know when I bought these. I bought these as a Euro exclusive, dog. Okay.
That's what we just thought they were. We didn't know they had anything to do with anything else.
So to reiterate your point, yes, this is Adidas fucking up, not paying attention, shit falling through the cracks yet again. Last year and then into this year in a whole different way. So they made a better shoe last year, but no campaign, no ads, no nothing. I didn't even know that I was buying that.
Right.
I just liked the colors. I was like, oh, those are fresh. And Here we go again with a fucking cream shoe, white, off-white, whatever it is. You've got a black outsole, and then again on the insole that says CBC, what looks like to be a basketball behind that. I don't get it, dude.
Wild.
So
what looks like to be a basketball behind that in a non-basketball shoe, in a running shoe? If that's a basketball, I can't.
It looks like a basketball. Look at this, dude. I'm going to push this to you. It looks like a basketball with the actual laces of a football on top.
Shut up.
Look
Let
at
me
this.
see this thing.
Dude, look
I
at
didn't
this.
see the pictures of the inside.
Tell me I'm lying.
Okay, that's crazy how they have Kanye and Pharrell and Childish Bambino all as signed artists and
do you mean
everything.
Gambino?
Gambino, my
Yeah.
He has to come
Streak
through.
C!
He came through with
Yes.
that. I love it.
I fucked that up. But like Adidas fucked up even more. It's like, why didn't they go to either of them? Like, honestly though, like how can you be proud?
It does, dude.
Yeah.
It does
Doesn't make
look
any
like a
sense.
basketball logo with football laces on the
Football
top of
laces
it.
on top.
And it says celebrating black culture around the outside of it. Wow. And it's just like on the inside. So this is something you just put your foot in on. And this is the only way that people know that this is signifying that about the shoe. And that's the part that gets covered up every single time the shoe is used.
Yeah.
Insane.
Like you're stepping on black culture.
Insane.
I feel like that makes sense. So here's the deal.
I don't know that they meant it like that, obviously, but
But you can spin it a lot of different ways.
Dude, you know the times we're in.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for you to fucking really do something cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the fact that this just falls through the cracks of all these high-end executives and all these people that make the decisions before the shoe gets released. It's not two guys. It's not one guy.
No.
It's not one gal.
It's
you know what
team
I mean?
or teams.
Teams, for sure. Like Don Cheadle said in fucking Ocean's 13. They have teams of people monitoring this thing when he's down below, like, and he's fucking doing the whole drill. He's like, what do they have? What are you talking about? How many people they got? Just to like piss him off. And he goes, teams. And he's just super fucking mad. Same thing. Teams of people before these shoes get released. And this got past everyone. This got no fucking pushback. You said you got into it with Kano. What do you mean got into it?
Well, no. I just kind of went to him with some, hey, what do you think?
It sounded like he was defending their decision. It sounded like you were, when you say got into, like.
Yeah, so what he says is,
and I get he's kind of tied with Adidas.
Yeah, he says the branding isn't consistent. It's a running shoe with the basketball in the branding. Let's discuss the marketing and design approach. And he does at Adidas US. And then somebody says, hey, Wex, let's make the connect here. And then he says, hey, this is beyond Wex. He's only one person. This I've worked closely with the running division, Herzo, and it wasn't fully backed. Things slipped through the cracks. This fell through the Grand Canyon, is what Kano says.
Yep.
And I would totally agree with that. Now, that being said, if I take it to a personal side for me, somebody who really actually likes the shoe because I'm the poor man that can't afford the sole box that looks identical to this when I'd rather have the sole box if I could because it's an actual collab and I love that orange outsole, which is fucking sick.
Yep.
It's still not a price that I want to pay quite yet for me as a dead stock shoe. So could I get this as a second best and be happy? Sure. But I don't feel like I should
support that.
I don't feel like I should support that though.
Right.
Is my only issue. So like it's a cool shoe, but I don't think it's cool enough for me to say, yes, I'll buy that and I'll wear that because I feel like I'm stomping on a bit of a culture.
Like I started out with like I said at the beginning of the combo when we started this, dude, it makes no sense to me in a culture that it pretty much exists because of black culture.
Yeah.
I have no idea how this gets by. I don't get how I not only do, there's so many things that are mind blowing, so many things that it looks like a basic GR white, triple white ultra boost, which it does. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, that there's no, you want to call it celebrating black culture and there's nothing about that on the outside. I guarantee you it comes in a basic shit GR fucking boost box. Mm-hmm. I guarantee there's nothing special about the box. And then you have the insole inside and all it is it's a basketball and it says celebrating black culture in purple lettering around the basketball inside of a running shoe.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's just nothing that connects anything that is consistent. That it's just a mess.
Anyone that even rocks with it, like I rock with every brand. If they're putting out cool shit, I'll fucking wear it. I don't have any brand loyalty like some people do.
Right.
But if you're one of those Adidas brand loyal people, you have to scratch your head at this. You can't justify this. It's just like if you're a Rams fan, you cannot justify that Tommy Lee Lewis got blown the fuck up by Roby Coleman way before the play.
Yeah.
You can't justify. There's nothing you can say. All you can say is, yeah, we got away with one.
Yep.
That's the best response. Same thing here with Adidas. All you could do is shake your head and say, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can justify what they did here for this release. You know what I mean?
I agree. So that's kind of where I wanted to stay. I think that's a great take, man, and I think we've covered as much as we possibly can. With that shoe in itself, I don't think there's anything more to be said about that. That being said, the new official looks of the Adidas Vape collab. So remember when you had pre-looks, when we looked at these at this Ultra Boost, this Vape collab,
Yep.
where we actually saw gold stripes?
Yep.
It is not. It is confirmed that they are white. Now, could you go to Boosted Stripes, the homies over there, and hit them up and get a gold stripe? Absolutely, you can. But have you seen the newest, latest, and greatest official looks?
Yes, I did see that. Cool.
Yep. So the official looks have been noted, and I think it's cool. Again, I'm not a big camo fan. I've told everybody before that it's Vape. I don't really.
You're not
mess
a
with
Vape guy. Yep.
So I probably won't do this. I might see what the gauge looks like, but February 2nd.
What do you think resell on them? As much as Boost is dying or Boost is dead or whatever people want to say.
Yeah.
What is this? This will be the first pair in. I don't even know how long, dude. Quite some time.
Yeah.
First pair of Ultra Boost that's gonna have any kind of resale value.
Yeah.
In quite some time. I mean, I shouldn't say any kind. I should say talking over $50.
Yeah.
Because no pair that's come out recently has been. I mean, you would be super lucky to sniff $40 over retail on any Ultra Boost that's dropped.
Right.
Depending on size and stuff like that, obviously varies a little bit. But as far as this pair, man, I have no idea where the market is. It's intriguing to me to see where they're gonna settle in with how Ultra Boost has dropped. I'm very intrigued to see what retail price will be.
My guess, and what does my opinion matter? I'm gonna say double. I think you can double your money on this one.
400.
That's what I think.
Are they 220 or 200 retail?
I think they are 220. I'm trying to find that price now.
Probably 250.
200.
Oh shit.
200 is what I see.
Yep. I was shocked they're not 250.
And that's
Adidas pricing lately.
And that's off a Hype Beast. So, take it for what it is. But
it probably could be 250 still.
I see a $200 price point, so I'm thinking double your money. So anywhere from $400 to $450 is what resale. That's my guess. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. And then obviously you do have the purple-ish pair of that does come out at the same time as well. So I don't know. Is that you're kind of a more camo guy than I, and I wouldn't say you're huge with camo.
I like the green pair better.
Is this a cop for you? The green pair?
Yeah, I'd rock the green pair. I like the green pair.
Okay.
I don't know if I have some dope like camo joggers. I don't know if I'd wear all camoed up all together, but maybe just for a thumbnail or some shit. But I don't know if I'd rock them like that normally.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in the green pair than the purple.
That makes sense.
Or the other one.
All right. Aside from that, this week, really all I'm looking forward to is those Jordan 1s.
Yeah, the ones you sent me?
Yeah, no. That's a different pair. That was a pair of was that Dunks that I sent you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that pair is already out. You can talk about that a little bit if you want. I don't think it's that great, but the Jordan 1s, the gray, the black, with the crimson that I talked about, that come out this weekend. That's all I'm really looking forward to.
First come, first serve or raffles?
It is, depends on which store you're going to. So Park Meadows, it is first come, first serve. The Flatiron store here locally is the only one that's doing raffles.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like Finish Line, no raffles from them. So I would assume just a first come, first serve if they get them. I didn't see them on Finish Line's app when I was looking, but that's kind of where I'm at with sneakers, man.
I'm with you all. To update people, I missed out on the Kith Vans. I went on,
did you?
12 was gone right away. 13, I was able to card it, and then by the time I got to check out, it was toast. It was gone as well. The homie Jesse did get a 9.5, so we may be able to take a look at him here and actually look at him. But he bought a 9.5. He normally wears a 10. He's like, I went half down because I think Vans run big. And I'm like, dude, there was fucking fur on the inside.
Yeah, they're Sherpa fur.
Like, there's no way those are going to fit. He's like, real players don't wear socks with fur, guy. I was like, true. Yeah. But I still think they're going to be too fucking small. But we might be able to take a look at them. So that went down there. I was able to cop the Kith Mastermind hoodie If I wanted it, but it was it was $475 retail. I couldn't do it.
$475?
Dude, couldn't do it.
Shit.
$250 is the max I could do.
Yeah.
I couldn't do fucking $475, maybe $350, but it was it was a crazy like bling. It was like a blinged out design on the chat, like the box and logo and shit. It was expensive. I knew it was gonna be expensive. I couldn't justify a $500 ticket, dude. That was just too.
Sounds like it was doing the most.
Too crazy. Anything more before we move on here to YouTube comments?
No, I think that's about all the time we have for that.
I'm going to blaze through here on these. So I might not get in depth answering every single fucking thing like we normally do because I want to make sure we get them all in. So let's start here. Let me refresh the page. I think a couple more comments actually came through while we were doing this episode here. Let me see. Yep, there we go. All right, so starting it off. Jose says the boys started watching since episode 1 and I've been quiet for too long. You 3 are evolving exponentially. Seriously proud of you boys. Dal, you got the ultimate Denver car. Congratulations. Great resale value on 4Runners too. Also just tried the Beyond the Meat burger at Carl's Jr. last night and it was not bad. You guys always putting me up on some games. Stay up. Appreciate it, man. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
Dope.
Fucking, yeah, just bring up topics that are relevant. Fucking throw out shit that we're doing, stuff you guys might enjoy. Another great podcast, gentlemen. Really look forward to listening twice a week. Awesome topics. Ranch greater than A1. Thanks for the hard work. Andrew, fucking stop that. Ranch greater than A1 on a Philly cheesesteak? Or just in general? In general, I could see it. I'll give it to you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'll give it to you in general because you can eat more ranch on more shit. I'm not busting out pizza and dipping A1 in it, but you might bust out pizza and dip ranch. I get it.
I'm with you
but
on
as
general.
far as the Philly, my guy, ranch, I can't let you slide on that, Drew. Fuck out of here.
Take that L on the way out.
That's for Drew. I don't even know if he goes by Drew, but I just glossed him, Drew. You're now Drew. This one comes from Lorenzo. I've been looking into CBD for anxiety. Can you guys give me your take on smoking versus edible CBD? What do you think, Dal? I haven't really done any edible CBD.
Yeah, for me, I don't really. I mean,
I use the lotions and I use the vape pen.
Yeah, the edible that I do is like an eyedropper. They call it a tincture. So it's you push the rubber at the top and it fills up with the CBD and you just put that under your tongue. I feel like that gets into the stream and the system a little quicker than any topical form. So if you're looking for a quick result, like say maybe you're getting ready to hop on a plane, you're getting ready to play a sick game of anxious hide and seek. Drop a little CBD under the tongue, and I think that with that tincture, it goes into the system a little bit more. For me, with vaping, I don't mind vaping a little bit here and there, but I don't really like to smoke. I don't like shit going into my lungs. That's not what I do.
Right.
It's just not something I want to do. So I'll vape every once in a while, but I think the tincture, just for the fastest results, I think that would be probably your best bet.
And I don't vape really much at all because I smoke weed. Yeah. So I'm more of a topical guy. I rub the lotion or the cream on the affected area, and it helps a lot, man. It helps with the pain on my neck or the kinks I've had in my neck, as well as just overall relaxation.
Of the body and the muscles and your head space as well. And
the one I only have right now is $250. You said you got some $1,000 for me. Yeah. I need to get that, bro. Yeah, I need to get that stat. Yeah. Stat, like yesterday I need to get that. Moving on, the homie Nicholas comes through. Yo, fire episode. Franchise, I was dying when you were roasting JJ for the wrinkled shirt once again. I had to do it, man. He knew what time it was. It wasn't just fucking hating. It was legit.
He wanted that smoke.
He said he had a bad week. The homie Half Cab comes through. Hang dry your tees and then throw them in the dryer on medium. Then fold. There you go, JJ.
Sounds good.
The homie Bruff came for the vlogs, stayed for the cast. I watched/listened to others. Joe Rogan Experience, Your Mom's House, and the H3 podcast, but love when yours come out. I'm not a sports guy, but get my talking points from this, and also all other topics are exactly what I want to hear. Thanks, guys. Dope. Appreciate it. The homie Choner Man comes through. Attaboy Thomas, AFC West. He's excited I picked the Chiefs. Yeah, even though I said it was for hedging my bets.
Bet he's not excited now.
But yeah, he's not that excited now. That's how it goes, man. He also said, I don't iron my tees either, JJ. Then again, I'm not pushing him. Get a portable steamer. Forget the iron. That's like Dow said.
See, I told you. Get a steamer.
Got the steamer. This one comes through from the homie Nate. Left a few comments in here before. Appreciate the upload again, guys. Any thoughts on what Adidas is going to do to stand out in 2019 as the Ultra Boost has lost most of its hype? Thanks again, guys, for the content.
It's funny you mentioned that. We just figured that out.
I know, dude. Yeah, we just covered all that shit.
Sounds like they're going to eat their dicks.
Yeah, if you use the timestamp, Nate, and you didn't listen to the whole thing, just go back and click through the sneaker section. We just talked about how Adidas is not doing well.
Yeah,
not
off to a great start.
I have no idea what their plans are other than the Vape collaboration. That's the only thing I see that can bring any resale value back or life, but it's going to be short-lived. It's just a fucking stunt. It's not.
There's a new Yeezy, but
there's no sustainable. Right, exactly. I think they're in some trouble, man, and to be dead honest with you. Not in trouble of like going out of business. I'm not saying that kind of trouble. I just think, I don't know, it's going to take a lot to recapture the hype they had in 2014, 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Really is. The homie Brian from Philly, somebody get JJ some Downy wrinkle release spray. Much easier than a steamer or the iron for him to handle. Secondly, can we get a string steen counter somewhere? Subtle in the video. That would be pretty funny. A little fucking ticker at the bottom. How many times we drop your intro music, your string steen?
We need that, JJ.
Let's see. Can we get a string steen counter subtle in the video? Since JJ doesn't have headphones during the show, it makes him have to count each one. That's fire. Lastly, TTF, we need to hear the dragster impression because the weed whacker was great.
Yeah.
I'll send you some electric whips along with JJ's wrinkle release spray and Russell Brand collab socks. Damn, this fool got it all in.
That's a great comment.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
I
could be best friends with this guy.
The dragster, you have my commitment. I will do the fucking dragster coming soon. I'm not gonna do it today because I know I'm feeling not that good. So I don't want to feel worse. But yeah, the dragster, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. It's gonna take a little bit. Next one from the homie Mark. My man Dallas is now 2-2 with convincing franchise on shoes. Took that L on the way out on the BYWs and the EQTs, but convinced franchise on the Fear of God Skylons and now the Kevin Bacon Air Maxes, LMAO. I'm sure there were other shoes mentioned in the past podcast, but I just have a bad memory. LOL. That's pretty funny. Yeah, he did kind of get me. It's not that I copped either of those yet. But I'm not opposed to them. Yeah. I don't think they're as bad as I initially thought. Right. I did cop the Skylons for my homie Jordan. He fucking loves them. Mm-hmm. The Bacons I was going to cop to resell, but I don't think they really have any resale value because I just think people are sleeping on the Euro release. I think if they would have had more hype, they would have resale value. But I'll respect that comment.
Well, and I think for you, you're one of those guys who has to see him in person. Like if you're even somewhat like faltering a bit, like I'm cool. But I think I have changed your mind a couple times, but it's not been me. It's seeing him in the flesh.
Yeah.
I think it helps with that a lot.
He's giving you cred. Just take some cred, Dal.
I'll take some cred, I guess.
Jesus, take enough L's on this show. Take some cred.
No shit.
Black Perez, LMAO. Damn, bro, you're just killing JJ right now. Go easy on the dude. LOL. I know you were just talking about how you're all about roasting people, but leave my guy JJ alone. No wonder JJ's computer wasn't working to upload the cast on time. He probably didn't want people to see you roasting him like that. LOL. Just JJ, just ignore TTF, but you should roast him back sometime with a laughing face.
It's harder than you think, believe me.
Yeah, when you're constantly shitting your own pants, how are you going to fucking... You don't even have any time to smell someone else's shit, Prez. That's what we're talking about here. When you're stepping in your own dog shit all the time, you got dog shit on your own shoes. It's hard to fucking go find dog shit on someone else's shoes and point it out. You're kind of trying to get it off your own shoes first. Mm-hmm. So let's let the man handle his business. Come in here prepared for the cast with some headphones, with the shirt unwrinkled, with the computer working, not dropping the hard drive, and then we'll talk. It's not unjust roasting. This is all fucking shit that's legit. And I think he realizes that it's not just cracks to be, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So he's getting the dog shit off his shoes first before he's trying to find any on mine, okay? That's it.
Dog shit on these Vapor Maxes would just make him that much worse.
So Prez?
Not good.
Take that L on the way out.
That's for you, dog. Suede insole. Wow. Take that L on the way out. That's from the homie Row. I guess he just wasn't feeling the suede insole. I thought that shit was fire. On the Bacons?
I thought that was the one thing that made it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing there. Hey, Gil. That's what this one's from. This podcast has quickly become something I look forward to every week. Stoked to see y'all evolve like this. You and Dal fire with 5 fire emojis. Bam. This one from the homie Michael Scott. Oh, this is fucking long.
From The Office?
Dude, this is a book. I don't know.
You get that reference? No.
I don't watch The Office. Never seen it.
Oh, gotcha.
Seen a couple episodes on a plane, like on a flight and shit. Thought it was funny. Never went back and like started from the beginning.
Yeah.
No, not enough time. On the topic of shoe tubers, I agree and disagree with some of the stuff you said about Seth Fowler. He's the only shoe tuber I watch regularly because of how in-depth he is on his reviews and the way he shoots his videos, i.e. the format he does his reviews in, like the close-ups, the B-roll, the on-feet, etc. But you said whether he wanted to or not, he boxed himself in as a shoe reviewer, and that's what his subscribers expect from him. It would be really interesting to see how his audience would react if he switched it up and did something different. As far as other shoe tubers starting their own podcasts, I don't think they have anything on you guys. You guys kill it since the first episode and got me hooked on it. I agree with what you said about the transparency and the chemistry you guys have, and that many others coming back every podcast. And that's why you have many others coming back every podcast. Sorry, guys, it's long. Most of them, if not all of these shoe tubers aren't transparent about themselves and their lives, and maybe they could use that to their advantage and talk about that in their podcast and let their audience know more about their personal level and let them know what's going on in their lives. I can't speak on Fomer Simpson's podcast because I haven't listened to any. For whatever reason, I don't like him or his videos. He might be the nicest, coolest guy, but I can't stand him. As for Tom, who knows what kind of podcast he'll have and if he's going to have the same videos. He shouldn't even try. Same as his videos, he shouldn't even try. His videos are god-awful, and he does the same shit in every video. Just shows a different shoe. There's videos I've seen where near the end of the video, he just rambles on, repeating himself just to hit the 10-minute mark in the vlog.
Absolutely.
Where he went to Singapore or China, he literally went to 3 Adidas stores showing the same shoes they had. I can't believe Dal can stand those kind of videos. I guess, let me scroll down, sorry. I guess it's like a car wreck. You want to look away, but can't, LOL. Keep up the great work, fellas. Watching every Tuesday and Friday on YouTube. He also said, would have liked to have your thoughts on the Manny Pacquiao-Adrian Broner fight, but I can't blame you because I forgot / didn't know about it until earlier this week because of an ad saying it was on January 19th.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of the same boat there with us. There was a lot to unpack there in the comments, but basically kind of what he said is, and the reason I don't want to say I definitely wasn't trying to shit on Seth Fowler by any means. I just feel like from where he started, he's lost a little bit of steam as far as his engagement, how he just doesn't look like he enjoys it as much. Yeah. I can kind of feel it. And maybe that's me overthinking it as a YouTuber, knowing in the space where I was at, you know what I mean? It feels like some of his shit's just rushed. It doesn't feel like he's as technical. He's still technical. Yeah. He still talks about the specs, but I don't feel like he's as he used to be.
He's not as technical as he used to be.
That's what I
was
thought.
The one who put you kind of on that. I'm like, dude, you got to check this guy out. He's fucking super techie. That's what I loved about it. Now, that being said, his B-rolls and on feet are some of the best in the game. There are no doubt about that. I think Fomer does a pretty good job, him and Buckets, with the B-roll, but I would argue that Seth has the best B-roll. And if that makes it feel more techie to you, you're probably right. But in terms of his speaking ability to this cage and TPU and using these fucking big words that actually an engineer would use like he is, that's declined a bit.
Dude, couldn't even have said it better.
Yeah,
great. Great response. Inked and Laced. Love the podcast. Interview with Teddy got me started on the channel. Appreciate you sticking around, bruh. Johnny Boost coming through. Haven't seen Johnny Boost in a minute.
Yeah, where's that guy been, man? I miss him.
He hits me on the DM here and there.
Nice.
So
Tell him
Johnny
to hit up
Boost.
his boy, Dal Palantonio.
Let's see. TTF, if you have a FICO score close to 800 and a sufficient income, you'll have no issues getting a car, and you want to be with a great interest rate. When it comes to a monthly payment, the rule of thumb is $20 in payment for every $1,000 on the car. If you have zero down, it's important that you can do that as long as the price and payment match up. And that's exactly what I was kind of talking about. I do have my score is a little bit over 8 now. It was 750s. It just jumped up crazy. I just paid off some credit card shit and just been getting my credit up, man. My credit's fucking booming now. I just hit up where 8. I'm like 80. I think I'm like 802 and 804.
Damn,
respectively. Right? Yeah, my shit's fucking cracking.
That's what's up. But he is right. What I noticed, $20, I would argue a little bit, but between 20 and 30 is about 1,000. So if that makes sense. So if you want to put 1,000 down for every 1,000 you put down, your payment can go down or up, obviously, but down if you're paying $20 to $30.
Right.
That's what I found out with this lease. Yep, that's correct.
All right, so check it out. Yes, that's the direction I'm going. Someone else left a comment. I'm not sure if it was on this video or about. I don't see it on this video, but it was about my place, and it was about buying a car or buying a place before I buy my car because he's had people lose fucking.
Oh yeah, it was the
homie Carlos.
Yeah, it was a statement about.
Oh, here he goes. Never mind, I found it. I'm sorry. He said string steam, string steam. You get yourself a steamer. Change your name, that'll be you. All right. Coming from a real estate agent franchise, if you're buying another house, do not buy a car until after you close. My clients lost their loan because they financed a new couch the day before closing, and it threw off the debt numbers. Yep. So yeah, he's just being really aware. Sure I'm definitely aware of that too, man. I've seen that. I've heard of that. Some other people commented on that, agreeing with him. And then the last one here, can you do shoe? I don't even know how to say this name. I think the guy's foreign. It almost looks. I don't even know. I don't even want to disrespect. Can you sorry. Can you do shoe reviews, please? With a question mark. And then who the fuck is Candlebox? Oh. I know. It's bad. It's just bad. That's bad stuff. All right. So Candlebox, if you don't know, Candlebox was some entrance music we came into. It's a legendary fucking 90s band. Yeah. Just a 90s band. If you don't know, you don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But the homie Brian from Philly replies, million people just do shoe reviews. These dudes are giving you a taste of everything, even A1 and ranch on Philly cheesesteaks. Just enjoy. And then he comes back, shut the hell up. Nobody was talking to you. Mind your business. And then
good one.
Yeah, it's so then they just went back and forth right there. A lot of people came in and roasted him. I appreciate you guys sticking up for the podcast. I agree. Yeah, you guys already know, man. You guys know why we're here doing the show. You guys know why I kind of got away from sneaker reviews. Not to say I'll never do another one. Not to say we'll never do another real versus fake or anything like that. But I do what I want to do. And this is what I enjoy doing, man. And I'm glad you guys enjoy it too. Whether we have fucking 13 people listening or 13,000 people listening, man. This is something I enjoy doing every week. I enjoy giving you guys this content twice a week. And I want the people that are that enjoy it, that's the people I want here. If you don't enjoy it, I'm glad that you're not going to sit here for 2.5 hours doing something you don't enjoy or listening to something you don't enjoy. I wouldn't do that either. So it just kind of is what it is, man. The people that are with us are going to be rocking with us. The people that don't like that, or they're going to go find what they want somewhere else. You know what I mean? But we're going to do what we do, and we're going to do what we enjoy, and that's currently this. So I don't really have anything more to say on that.
Bet.
JJ, give me the boxing really fucking quick. We're at 2:30 right now.
It was an interesting fight. I did a little bit of review on the boxers before. I was a little worried about Manny because of how old he is and everything, but obviously.
Why did you watch the fight, first of all? Did you know this fight was on? Did you why did you choose?
One who told you about it.
I know, but why did you choose this over UFC? You knew the UFC fight was.
Because I knew you guys talked about UFC all the time, and I knew you guys wouldn't watch the boxing match, so I just decided to do that, and I guess it worked out. So.
Interesting. Wow. So you didn't even do it because you wanted to see Manny Pacquiao. You were interested in the fight. You just straight did it for the cast.
Yeah.
I like it. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff that avoids you from getting shit on.
Yeah.
As I'm burping it up through the fucking. Go ahead.
What essentially happened was the first 2 rounds, they came off both extremely strong, but at the end of that round, Broner got a good combo to the face and everything, so that really rattled him. And as the research I got on Broner is that apparently he is a good fighter. He's a A- B+ fighter, so he does have some title belts. But once it gets to those good fighters like Pacquiao, he kind of gets his ass beat.
I didn't even see any highlights of this on ESPN or anything. Did you see any of that shit, Dallas? I didn't. Literally, not only was there no advertisement before the fight, there was no coverage after the fight.
It wasn't that big.
Was it in Vegas?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
No. This is like the Mayweather exhibition bout that happened.
That's what I was just thinking.
That happened in Japan.
Right.
That we did. All of a sudden, it just comes up and it. Oh.
Well, with this wasn't even that exciting. All Broner did was essentially just dance around the ring, trying to avoid hits here and there. He was so hesitant. Around round 7, Pacquiao threw 337 punches, and then Broner did 166.
Wow!
And by the end of the match, it was 500 to 200 punches thrown.
So it just went to decision.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that. Manio actually won practically every round, or Pacquiao.
I like it. I like Manio. I'll go with that. I'll give you that one.
Pacquiao.
Not bad.
He won most of the rounds. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 rounds that Broner pulled out of, but it was mostly him, and it was by anonymous decision.
Unanimous decision. Yeah. Yep. So meaning all the judges agreed.
Yep.
Pacquiao was the clear-cut winner, right?
Yeah, points-wise, he fucking killed him.
Obviously, you throw that many punches.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't watch it. It sounds terrible. Your
gonna be
description of it sounds like it was fucking dog poop.
Sounds very one-sided, but
It
the
was just a
controversy.
It was cat and mouse. He was just chasing him the entire time
Gotcha.
because he was just trying to avoid punches.
The controversy comes that because Broner, after the fight, he
Is
said,
it Broner or Bronner? I think I said Broner too earlier. I think you're right. I think it's Bronner.
Is it Broner?
I think so.
It might be. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
But he, in a lot of his
Boutique.
yeah, same thing. In his pressers, he basically said, I won the fight, and this and that, and obviously kind of talking his credibility up. He thanked his people from, I think it's from Chicago.
He said
or
he won the
Cincinnati.
fight too, huh?
Yeah.
Dillashaw?
Yeah, he was
Actually,
trying-
Dillashaw didn't say
I
win the
was
fight. He
wondering,
just said I
was
didn't
trying
lose.
to find like the smallest wins in the fight, even though
Yeah.
he didn't win the
Oh,
actual
gotcha.
fight.
One of those.
I don't know. Self-promotion, man.
One of those.
He was the worst.
And the thing is that right after the fight, if Mayweather's up to it, Pacquiao called him out on a fight. So hopefully we might see a rematch in the coming year or so, or who knows
with
what.
with
but
Pacquiao and Mayweather?
Yeah.
They're both 60 years old. Who wants to see that shit anyways?
No doubt.
Like
I don't know.
fucking 15 years ago?
I don't wanna
Dude,
see that
actually,
shit.
I looked up the views and everything. Out of all the major fights, like I don't know what. I wish I would have read over like all the fights, but they had 1.4 million views
On this one?
Yeah, out of all the boxing the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight on all the boxing matches, like that was the highest viewed fight.
That doesn't
So,
surprise me, but I mean, it's
I
just
feel like people would be more than willing to see this rematch.
because they got nothing better to do. But dude, it just there's nothing that would beat that matchup 15, 20 years ago when it should have happened. That first time when they're both in their primes. Now
I would say like 10 years ago. 15, 20 years a little.
Is
That's,
it?
that's, I,
Well,
I
I
feel like
think
it's
it's
that's
just
15
crazy
maybe?
to see.
No?
maybe a little. 05 might have been okay, but I still think 10 would have been fine. It wasn't
Yeah,
too late
for
in
sure,
10. You
for
know what I
sure.
mean?
They're
But by the
in
time
their
they did it
40s
in
now,
14,
so
15,
yeah, I
whatever it
can
was.
see where you're coming from,
Yeah,
but that
they're-
hasn't stopped them yet. Like Pacquiao fucking laid down 500 and I think it was like 36 punches on
Yeah.
this dude. Like that's insane.
I wouldn't pay for it.
I wouldn't either.
I would watch it for free though, for sure.
Yep, that's where I stand. I didn't watch it. I didn't know about it. I didn't care about it. Same thing with the one with Floyd overseas. Let's kind of end on that, man. We're going a little long here, so I think we'll end on that. Remember to make sure to let me know what you guys thoughts are on the DraftKings tournament. Going $10 for the Super Bowl week. We got a couple weeks to decide. Pro Bowl's coming up this weekend. No one gives a shit. I was going to talk about some people that made the Pro Bowl, but same thing. I don't even think anyone cares about the Pro Bowl. We all agree the game should probably be canceled anyway. Anything more you want to close on, Dal? Anything more you got to say?
Nope, good.
All right, I will leave it on that note. And as always, man, we'll see you fools Friday.